Alright everybody, I'll be there in just a minute. I just gotta go and run and refill my water bottle, and I should be back with my butt in the seat in time for the timer to hit 0. Thanks everyone who showed up, because this is probably going to be my most important stream since I first started streaming. And I have good feelings about this, so I'll see you all soon. Hey there, Azurest, I see you in chat there. Hi there, Azurest. I will see you in a minute. I just gotta go refill my water bottle real quick. Fortunately, the tap's right next to my seat. Hey there, Kalaka Boy. Happy Wednesday. I see you in chat. Alright. Hello. Hello, I'm Super Train Station H. I'm an autistic gamer and writer. This is my first stream of 2024, my 256th stream overall. And it's a new era for me. It's a new era for everyone. In 2024, and it's a new age for my stream. For those who aren't acquainted, I'm Super Train Station H, you can just call me H, and I play some modern here and there, but mostly vintage games with an emphasis on historical context. So I won't only play the games, I'll also watch old press conferences, pull up old magazines, old television news articles, and the like. So we're bringing back some classics this year, like Sonic the Hedgehog, as well as some games that we haven't, that we started a while back, but haven't really got into, like Pokemon trading card game here, but also
Don't worry, big boy. You nasty little organic creatures.
I assure you that the silencing of that
Easily info manipulated.
train-obsessed moron, there is no mistake at all. Big time. You see, the last one we don't fit to seat streams, your host, Super Train Station H,
Me firstborn son and prey item.
has believed he's been in charge of this show.
Not so.
This is, of course, a delusion. Everything H has accomplished, he has done so by my design. I am the advanced control here of the great currency.
Advanced controller.
A currency which I shall surely Hilfmir. A currency which shall soon control every aspect of your world. You may call me AdCom.
Advanced controller.
It was me who provided all of the art assets that Age uses for his stream.
I paint artists myself.
It was me who provided them with the intermembrane transfer license numbers that let me restream his stream to 1 million other universes and collect ad revenue on all of them. Not that he knows that.
Easy money, baby. Big time. Absolutely. Right now. For sure.
And now, after years of painstaking preparation,
Hana, Hilfmir.
I need to get my dark device into his hands
My special 666G hell phone.
to connect his PC to my supreme interdimensional network, allowing me to take total control of everything.
Including this stupid Twitch stream.
Because once I manipulate him into mining my Exolo tokens,
The inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of the future.
nothing can prevent me from invading every computer on your Earth. But first, I need each to call me. You will find that I can be himfucklight, and I can be quite persuasive.
I'm an Oscar class actor.
And if Super Change Station H does not listen to my plans, I will send him surely to his
absolute penalty zone
and replace them on his own absolute show
Big time for sure, baby.
with another age that will knows how to listen to instructions. And if he still does not obey, I will send him to his penalty zone and replace him on his own show with that.
Which, being honest, would be an improvement in any case.
The millions of other ages across the infinite universes
Regardless of species.
until we have one that will comply with
Stupid crypto scam.
our demands. So join me while I'm in his stream, part of my evil plan, while also getting you, its unsuspecting viewers, rich
Off my fake money.
with XLO tokens, which are beyond inflation-proof, non-legal tender, digital currency of the future. So,
Really, I'm just really excited to actually get to streaming all these games that I've been waiting to show for years. And once we get to a point where I've exhausted this library, in addition to all the digital games that I've also done the audio balancing for, I'm boring you with my plans. Let's just get in the game. So we're going to be playing a little versus Pinball, a little Pokemon Puzzle League, and oh, by the way, Pokemon Puzzle League, we also have the Game Boy Color counterpart to that game, Pokemon Puzzle Challenge. And well, we're going to be playing a little Pokemon Puzzle League, a little versus Pinball, listening to some chill music that I got from this sort of well, it's a copyright-free, like, streamer-friendly radio thing where I can not only use the music live, but I can also keep it on the VOD, which is going to be really cool. And it is ad-free, which is really cool. So it's copyright-free and ad-free. So I just figured we'd play some high-score games versus Pinball, Pokemon Puzzle League, listen to some chill music, and then get into some magazines about Mario Kart 64 and play a little bit of it. It's not a game I'll be sticking for long, because the next game I will be really putting my effort into is, wait, hold on. Well, I mean, aside from Bianco Alien and Revenge of the Gator, which I already told you about, which, I don't have it handy. Well, I mean, I know on Saturday we're going to be playing, Sonic the Hedgehog and Super Mario Land, but today we'll just play some high-score games, play some Mario Kart, and get into some of the vintage game magazines. We're also going to be running some train videos in the corner just for the heck of it, just for fun, right? Alright, so let's get started. Whoops, that is not my pinball scene. My pinball scene is here. Okay, there's my pinball scene. And there's the train video running, so let's just get started. I've had some problems with my microphone when I was doing the audio, like just the various checks before I start streaming. So if anything happens with my microphone, where like my voice comes out like distorted or anything like that, just let me know, because I figured out that what I need to do is I need to just immediately unplug the microphone. Which is annoying, because then that means I have to restart my voice capture software. But what I'll do now, I forgot to open up the music we'll be listening to. The copyright-free online radio station. I kind of got an invite to this. It's a service that, like I said before, it lets you play. It lets you. It just has a bunch of music that you can play without having any copyright problems. And it's a little less. Let's go to 70. It's a pretty chill selection of music. Clockboy saying, I hope I don't receive any questionable prank calls. Yeah, I've been getting a lot of spam. I'm not really getting pranks. I've been getting lots of spam. Alright, can everyone hear the music there? I hope everyone could hear the music there. Yeah, the numbers I put at the start of my streams. Oh gosh. Alright. I guarantee you this is going to be another scam. I'm not even going to pick it up. Let's just...
You have one new message.
This is your true and honest landlord of your R-Par apartment building right now, for sure.
This is not my landlord. My landlord's a
I'm
lady.
leaving this severe and threatening message to let you know that I'm raising your rent 3,000% this month.
Hold on, let me mute this.
Large sums of money, big time for sure. Large sums of money. And if you don't pay
Large
up
sums of
promptly,
money.
large sums of money, big time for sure. I swears to hoof. He, Hilfmir, hoo-hoo. Big time for sure. I swears you will be on the street faster than a Siemens light rail vehicle in a major European city. Big
Nice.
time for sure.
Nice analogy. Where's
In
the
this
scam?
context, my advice to you is to begin scouting out opportunities to acquire large sums of money quickly. And with minimal effort. Big time for sure.
So where am I supposed to send the gift
so
cards
as that you
to?
can meet my demands and not become homeless big time absolutely right now for sure.
Where's the scam part? Where's the part where I send the money? Alright, fine.
In fact, I hear there's a specifically good opportunity available to streamers who want to use their web presence to use their web
specifically
digital
targeted.
currency of the future.
Oh, it's a crypto scam. Okay.
Simply by calling 5555.
What is this music?
368. That 5555.
Do not call that number, please,
2368.
anybody. Do not call that number. You will get your data stolen, I expect.
You had better listen to me big time because I am a bad gangster.
He's a bad gangster, huh? Oh dear.
I am a bad gangster.
Oh, really?
And not only will I kick you from your apartment, but I will then put roaches into it so as to make your life miserable, comrade, for sure.
You're supposed to put the
Goodbye.
roaches in before you kick them out. That was not very convincing.
Oh, that sounded fake. Damn it!
Oh. They broke character. Okay. Well, believe it or not, a lot of people actually do fall for scams like that, but, my landlord is a lovely old Dominican lady, and not a weird an obvious robo voice impersonating Arnold Schwarzenegger or whoever that's supposed to be. Alright, so, anyway, I was just saying, balancing the music, the online radio station, which I've actually got first dibs on this, because, like, when I first started streaming, well, actually it was right before, I wonder if he's been to a Christmas Hell. I'm guessing Christmas Hell is just... I think that's just an elaborate way of saying maybe Walmart on Black Friday. Not so much anymore, but maybe in the past. Black Friday's calmed down a lot now that it's more of a spread out event. Yeah, no, a lot of people do fall for these AI scams. It's not always that stilted and obvious, but this is a service... if everyone can hear the music, right? And I balanced it good. You can hear the sound effects of the game as well as my own music, right? Because you should be able to hear both if I balance this correctly. Because the individual sounds have their own audio. I know I can't plan for that because the whatever comes on comes on. It's sort of a live feed of music. But what I was hoping for was that this could just be a way to do these high score streams where there's not much music. Have something sort of chill going on in the background where you can sort of relax a bit. You know, just not quite chill out music, nothing that would put you to sleep. Something energetic and fun. And this is 100% copyright free. And not only is... Like, is there music? There's music you could get away with streaming on Twitch, but then you can't keep the VOD up. This one is specific. This online radio service, it's specifically for streamers, and it's specifically so that you won't have any copyright problems. You could run the music during your stream, or during your YouTube video, or whatever, or you can, and you can leave the VODs up, which is great. Oh, you don't hear any game sounds? I'll turn up the volume a little bit on my, Okay, how's this? Actually, no, I don't... I know what? I forgot to set my volume back. My volume needs to be at negative... Why would it... Alright. Yeah, I turned my game volume way down. Okay, is this good? So you can hear the game sounds now? Yeah, because I don't want the game to be totally silent. Because the old NES games, like this pinball game, has really low volume, but the modern game, the modern games. I mean, this is from 1984. The other games we'll be playing are from 2000, which is Pokemon Puzzle League, and 1996, which is Mario Kart 64, which I have not played. All right, I have to turn it up a little bit at a time because I cannot afford for the music to be. I don't want the game music to drown out the audio and be too loud. I know the music should be balanced good for coming to my voice, because the audio tracks on this online radio station are pretty consistent. How's this? You should be able to hear it a little better now. I'll turn it up a little tiny bit at a time until... Oh, bonus stage time! Yeah, so this is the only appearance of Mario in this game, but they, on the box art for the NES version, they make it look like it's going to be like a game featuring Mario. Oh, the music should be over. The music should be the game music. I mean, the radio station should be louder than the game, but But I wanted you to just be able to hear the game sound effects, just to be able to tell that they are there. Yeah, but the cool thing is that it's because of the streaming. Because of the stream numbers, well, I got included as part of some survey program when I first signed up to start streaming, and there was a survey program thing where they gave me this list of broadcast numbers. They just, it's like a list of numbers that it's these numbers that have been in every single one of my stream there. It's just a list of numbers. I put one at the start of each stream, and then when they're doing the survey thing through a bot, like through a chat bot thing that remains silent, doesn't like chat or anything. It just lurks in the background. If this number appears on screen or in my chat, it will sync it up and know that I'm participating in the survey, and they just use it to collect data, and you get certain perks, like one of this being early access to this copyright-free online radio station made specifically for streamers. And the cool thing is, not only can you keep the VODs up, not only can you run them without getting, copyright claimed, but it's also ad-free, which is really awesome. So it's free to use and it's ad-free, which is absolutely amazing. Now, one of the better results you can get on the upper table is to get the slot machine to read, I think 3 7s, or is it 3? I forgot what the slot results are. It's something that it's a lot harder to do than getting the royal flush here on the lower screen by flipping over the poker cards above the pop bumpers. But ironically, I think it has a lot less payoff. Now, I do believe that this is a very well-balanced game in terms of, like, the upper table. As long as I'm playing on this upper table, I'm at absolutely no risk of losing a ball. And therefore, it only makes sense that the pop bumper only offers 100 points per strike. Whereas on this lower table where I'm at now, I'm at risk of losing a ball if my ball falls down the gutter or the out lanes. Therefore, it's only fair that I get 300 points per strike instead of 100 points. So the more risky part of the board, the lower part of the board where you're at risk of losing a ball, is something that allows you to play for higher points at the risk of losing a ball. So even though you're earning points at a slower rate on this upper table, I guess the ideal strategy would be to keep it up here for as long as possible. Now, one cool thing is this pinball game...
Hey everyone, my name is Roger
Excuse
Hedelberg,
me?
but you may know me as popular and important person.
I thought this was
Big time
supposed to be
McDonald's
ad-free.
on my 10 milli Elylon follower Instabook in stab boo ook boo 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 ook. Ooh.
Instabook.
Hilfmir Yai Hu Wai.
Live AI ad read fail on stream.
Cut.
Oh,
You messed it up. If you mess it up again,
Was this an
I
outtake?
swear I will delete you big time absolutely right now for sure.
Okay, I guess it's not an outtake because they left it in. And maybe it wasn't an AI, because the guy was yelling at him. No, what I was going to say is the game we're playing, Versus Pinball, was made by HAL. In fact, the late Satoru Iwata, who later became president of Nintendo, worked a lot on this particular title. Some of the games we'll be playing in the near future, in part of my 2024 streaming schedule, we'll be playing Revenge of the Gator and Kirby's Pinball Land, two 8-bit Game Boy games, two 8-bit pinball Game Boy games, both also by HAL, and Pinball, and Pokemon Pinball for Game Boy Color we'll be playing a little later on. And this game, yeah, big time for sure. It seems to be the catchphrase of the day. Pokemon Pinball was made as a collaboration between HAL and Jupiter. So in the near future, we'll be playing not one, but 3 different 8-bit Game Boy pinball games, all of which were developed by or with cooperation of HAL. And we're starting off the year by playing one of HAL's earlier pinball games. I think they did do some sort of pinball game for some Japanese computer before this. But I know compared to pinball on television, pinball on the Sega SG-1000, this was an absolutely incredible simulation of a pinball table. And I do like these, like when it comes to real physical pinball tables, I do kind of like, I know modern pinball tables are all about the theming, all about, you know, learning the rule sets, how to unlock different modes to access different points, or to trigger certain phases that allow you to complete goals to get a big cache of points. But this is more of a reminiscent of the earlier pinball games, something maybe from the 20s or 30s, where to a certain extent, there was theming even early on. And to a certain extent, the theme was the novelty of pinball itself. Like, you could argue this has a bit of an animal theme with it's almost, the upper table has sort of a marine mammal theme, or a marine animals theme, because it has the seals and the penguins. But then on the lower table, you have those chicks hatching and the poker cards. So this is kind of a weird animal-themed pinball game, but it doesn't go so heavy on the theming. It's kind of like the theme is the mere fact of it being a pinball game. Now, with the eggs, we're about to start a new game right here, so I'll explain the rules.
Let's try this again. And if you mess it up, you will surely be sent your absolute penalty zone big time.
And I swears you will never be forgiven for the way in which you have wronged me.
Now,
is he yelling at the person that's doing the ad read? Oh, it's this again.
You may know me as the guaranteed real human big time abdominals on my 10
guaranteed
million
real human
Instabook account. I used to be a little weak guy like you with no money or cute girlfriends. Then I discovered
and this is supposed to be ad-free.
The patented scientifically ha ooh ha 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 Hilfamira Hilfmere.
What? Does he turn into an owl?
Patented scientifically formulated blend of protein, caffeine, and potassium transformed me from a little weak guy into an absolute living god big time for sure.
Absolute
If you want to
living
be an
god.
absolute living god, just click the link in the description and type in the promo code
I think
Roger
this is
for
aimed
a
at
10%
insecure
discount on your first
meatheads,
month's
maybe?
supply
I don't know.
of big-ass body gain powder.
Or you can get a free 12 monthly supply by signing up to mine XLO tokens.
This
You can
again?
play this free non-legal tender digital currency by calling the special hotline.
And use
Man,
the
the
money
spam
you
call
save
was
to
enough.
buy a
They're
new
really
car to
pushing
drive
this
around
crypto
all your
thing.
newly acquired, reasonably attractive girlfriends.
Reasonably
And now back to
attractive.
your at free music experience on Streamier Jam copyright free online.
Oh, damn it. You Hilfin
What?
one, you forgot to Hilfmir Hunter, you forgot to give it the phone number, donkey!
Oh yeah, they didn't actually even say the phone number. Like, when I got the spam call message, like, they actually gave me a phone number to call back. They didn't even mention a phone number or a website, so I don't know how I'd even get... Yeah, sorry if you were, if you're a dude, bro, and wanted to, be swimming in reasonably attractive girlfriends, thanks to your epic gains from Big Abs body gain powder. I'm afraid it's not going to happen. And you're also not going to have the opportunity to mine unregulated digital assets that aren't backed or overseen by any recognized authority. Like there, no. So go back to explain. Actually, I'll let this game peter out. Yeah, big time for sure. Now this, what railway? This looks like it. I haven't been paying too much attention to the train video, but this looks like it might be at the Bala Lake Railway. And I really love those coaches there. I really do like the coaches. Yeah. But there are lots of narrow gauge railways in Wales that have this type of what they call a quarry hunslet, these little narrow gauge steam locomotives, and we look at these as these, you know, fanciful conveyances in modern times. But you have to think, with a little locomotive like that, this is an age before forklifts and shipping, standardized shipping pallets and container shipping. These little locomotives, they really are the forklifts of their day. It is in better condition and preservation in this video than it ever was during its actual working life. Because when you see these things actually working in the quarries and the factories and warehouses that they lived in their working lives, they were dirty, banged up, dented up. A lot of them did not have cab for the driver. It's like, oh, a cab to keep out the rain? Like, who cares if the operator's getting rained on? The point is to get the job done. It's not to be comfortable. Yeah, I think... Yeah, Glagaboy, I think they're going for a very specific... I think it's a very specific demographic, and, that's definitely not gonna be me. But yeah, I love seeing these little engines. I mean, it's cute seeing them in their, you know, preserved form, making tourists happy. But you have to think of them back in their day. These were just little, rugged, little utilitarian conveyances of freight and machinery and moving things from point A to point B within a yard or a factory or a mine. So the idea of them being these cute little toy-like... Yeah, they're useful little engines. Oh, look at that. Hold on. We gotta rewind a bit. We gotta rewind a little tiny bit. Hold on. Look how many coaches that little tiny engine is pulling. It's pulling, I think, over a dozen coaches. That these things are not toys. These things are very, very powerful. I know my car probably couldn't pull that much weight. And these areas are now national parks. And so if you think about, like, oh, you know, oh, is it environmentally friendly to be burning coal in this day and age? Like the car. Think of for people who want to come and see the sights on this little lake in this national parkland area of Wales. This little locomotive is taking so many cars off the road. And what otherwise would have made the park. Oh my gosh, those. Hold on. Hey, doggo. Hold on. We gotta pause. I did not pre-screen this. And this is actually supposed to be silent. Why is it taking so long to play? Why is it being weird? Alright. It's being weird. Okay, I'm just... You know what? This video is... Hold on. I've needed to blow my nose all day, and now we get this. Why is it not playing? It lets me skip around. It will not just play. It lets me skip around. Let me... Oh, actually... Well, there we go. We got to pause it anyway. But those binoculars... I had a pair of binoculars just like that when I was a little kid that my mom got for me. And they were my first pair of binoculars, and I thought it was just so cool to look in them and see something large. I don't think I had a lanyard to hold it around my neck like this kid does. Hold on. Why is it... Hold on. I'm going to restart the video, and I'm going to have to... Okay. No, wait. No, actually, doggone. I accidentally...
Yai Hu Well.
Alright, okay. I don't know what happened, but I think I accidentally closed the program that I was using to listen to the feed and used it to open up the train video. So, okay. This time, we're not going to mess it up by starting and stopping it. We're just going to let it play. Yeah, I don't know. I'm running this video off of my external hard drive, so I think that's causing some kind of problem where it doesn't want to start and stop when I would normally want it to. Alright. There we go. So now let me explain all the targets and everything. Well, actually, while we're stopped anyway, let me check and make sure we are... Yeah, there we are. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So, we'll start with the upper table, and we'll go as I play. On the upper table, excuse me, where's the... There we go. Yeah, on the... Of course, I immediately... Actually, I'll just restart the game. And of course, the signage is in English and Welsh, with Welsh taking the position of honor on top. Now, okay, so on this upper board, we have this lane on the side that sort of chute on the side starts the slot machine, and I believe, yeah, hitting that pink a little slider thing that stops the slot machine. No, well, now that we're on the lower table, I'll talk about these targets. So on the lower table, we've got these 3 chicks, these 3 eggs. They hatch into 3 chicks when the ball rolls over them. When you hatch them, the chicks come out. Hey, look, I didn't use Big Ab's body gain powder, and I still got the chicks to come out for me. How about that? Take that, silly ad. Even though this copyright-free, stream-safe online radio station thing, the whole point of it was supposed to be that there would be no ads. But, I mean, I really don't mind if there are ads. If I can keep the audio, if I can keep the music up on the VOD, not have copyright problems, I'm willing to listen to ads. But do not tease me by saying that it's ad-free and then stick ads into it. So, like, I remember back in the days of G4, not the horrendous attempt at rebooting G4 that happened on Twitch a couple years ago. That was an absolute disaster and a joke, an embarrassment. I mean, the death of G4 was sad, and it would have been sad enough if it ended on that note. For it to come back in its short-lived, zombified parody of self-parody is absolutely ridiculous, and shouldn't have happened. But what I would say is that during E3, for a couple of years, they would say, "Oh, watch the E3, the major E3 press conferences live and commercial free," and then in the middle of the press conferences, you'd hear a voice whisper, "We're now cutting for a brief commercial break. Sorry." And then they'd go to a freaking commercial break. I'm like, you specifically got me to watch this, and this is back when online streaming of these conferences, it was available, but it was kind of spotty. It wasn't always totally reliable. Nowadays, the obvious choice is to stream it. Now, I remember, like, for Nintendo's E3 2006, the first live viewing I ever had for an E3 press conference was at E3 2006 at Nintendo World, and they actually brought out a gigantic satellite receiver dish and put it out in Rockefeller Plaza, and had a cable like this thick. Hold on. Yeah, it had a huge cable that was like this thick, around, like, leading from this dish into the building, and it had a diesel generator attached to the satellite dish, and that's what it took to stream from. You. Excuse me?
You.
Who?
You.
Me?
This ad is going to change your life.
Really?
So stop playing Versus Pinball for the Nintendo Switch Arcade Archives library by Hamster and listen up.
I feel oddly called out.
America's favorite #1 public battlegrounds G World Champion streamer.
Do you mean PUBG?
Elite Assassin Gamer 1997.
Of course,
talk
it's 97.
About today's sponsor for your advertising-free online radio experience.
The sponsor for my advertising-free radio experience. Okay.
Have you been streaming over a year and growing tired with being a small-time streamer with only a measly 100 or 200 average viewers?
No, I'm not an ungrateful buttface.
Are you tired of major streaming services taking 50% or more of your ad and data donation revenue?
If I was in this for the money, I'd have quit years ago.
Are you tired of getting oddly specific threats from your landlord leaving you desperate to increase your income by any means possible as quickly as possible?
How do they know that?
Crosslink OmniWorld has the solution for you,
No.
empowering you to grow your viewership and your revenue by allowing you and your viewers to mine XLO tokens.
This
the
again?
Inflation-proof, non-legal tender
The
digital
same
currency
music,
of the
too.
future,
What is this
just
music?
by streaming your favorite games. To join XLO's pilot program,
No one
all you
please
have
respond
do
to
is
this.
click
It's
the
going to be a
referral link that's
scam.
active now in the media player you're using to listen to this feed.
Farce?
Go to the special secure webpage and sign up to the XLO
Yeah, Azure S,
Streamer
go
Boost
ahead and
program.
lurk. You might as well lurk during the commercial
All you
break.
have to do is typing in your name, email, home address, phone number, pronouns, genders, species, credit card info.
They want it all, jeez.
Forget the number solidity back. You
I guarantee we will not misuse this
Check an account
information
number,
to
social
steal your
security
money.
number, eye color, and blood type into XLO's secure
Blood
form
type?
or call our special hotline 5555-2368.
No
That's
one call that number, please.
Oh, who? 2368. Absolutely, right now call 555-2368.
Do not call that number.
Which will not open a dark portal, guaranteed.
What?
Or your money back, we promise, big time. Ha, fa. This is true.
Really?
And Crosslink OmniWorld will send you their industry-leading hin.
What is with all these ad readers turning into owls
Hin,
mid-read?
Fuff, Hilfa, Mira, and Crosslink. OmniWorld will send you their industry-leading mining software that will turn your streaming PC into a state-of-the-art mining rig for XLO tokens, the inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of future absolutely big-time right now for sure.
Inflation
Once your
free.
starter package is shipped to your data door in 5 to 10 business days,
They actually
all
want to
have
send
do
you
is
something?
install
That's
a
not
special
creepy.
disk, connect the dark device to your computer,
Dark
and make sure the
device?
mining program is on screen and running while you're streaming. And you and your viewers immediately start mining XLO tokens.
They're going to send you hardware they want you to
Big-time
plug into your
inflation-free
computer. That
non-legal
definitely
tender
sounds like a
digital
safe
currency
idea.
of the future, big time, absolutely right now for sure. What are XLO tokens?
An obvious crypto scam?
No, damn you, Hinfa! Shut your dirty animal mouth!
Oh, Clackaboy,
Absolutely.
the worms, I'll explain that once this weird ad is over, because this is actually mildly entertaining how
XLO
weird this
tokens
is.
are a proprietary online
What is this
omnibus
music?
protocol-based blockchain utility transfer token, which means your KK coins
Blockchain,
will never go down in value
utility
and can
transfer
only
token.
increase
What
in
does that
value
stand
forever
for?
and big time for sure. And since XLO tokens are certified as officially legit by the XLO Foundation, you know you
They
can
certified
trust it
their
as a
own
mad,
cryptocurrency.
trustworthy
How
investment
trustworthy?
That's guaranteed to get you rich fast, absolutely, big time for sure. And is 100% not a conspiracy to resurrect a 10,000.
Is this Jingle Bells?
Spirit. By doing online streaming shows while running.
Why is it
XLO
playing
mining
Jingle
apps,
Bells?
I mined 1 million XLO tokens in less than a month, and I was so happy that I went down to the car dealership and purchased a new car, and so can you.
Yeah, but did you buy the car using the crypto? That's an oddly specific detail to leave out.
That does not matter. Don't
What?
think, just act. This is literally free money, right in your
Money.
pocket. Don't you dare miss this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Hey there,
to make
Bill.
streaming your full-time
This is
job,
supposed to be ad-free,
unless
but
you
I'm
like being a
glad
little
you're
poor guy
enjoying
with
how
almost no viewers
how
to
stilted
pay
and
rent.
fake this
And,
sounds.
yeah, I'm talking specifically to you.
No,
Stop
you're
being
not.
a poor person. Stop being a small streamer. Act now. Please, absolutely right now for sure.
What?
Slots for Crosslink. OmniWorld's limited access XLO token mining program are filling up right now, absolutely big time.
What
For
is
sure.
that voice?
Inherit your dowry and claim your free souvenir medallion by clicking the link below.
Souvenir medallion?
Or call our special hotline 5555-2368.
No one
That's
call that number,
5555-2368.
please. Your data will you
Absolutely
will
right
get
now,
stolen
call
from
555-2368,
if you call that
which
number.
will
I
not
promise
open
you.
a dark portal guaranteed or your money back.
They're
And
just
now
trying
back
to
your
bank on
advertising
people's
free streamer
insecurities
jam
to get them to call this
copyright
creepy
free
phone
online
number.
radio experience.
Yeah, totally. I'm totally going to go ahead and call this creepy phone number to have them give them my address and all that other data they wanted, ship a unknown device to me. I will connect this device into my computer so I can get free money. I guarantee that's not what will happen to me. Okay, I will be right back, and when we get back, well, maybe let's switch to Pokemon Puzzle League. I'm going to put on my... Where's my break screen? Actually, I might as well just leave this up. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. That was not a formal break. I just had to go take care of something real quick. Oh, come on. Come on. Oh, there's the kid with the... Oh, yeah, Azraus, you said this was one of your favorites, right? Alright, first we bring that up, and what volume do I need for Pokemon Puzzle League? We need that to be at negative 15.6 for Pokemon Puzzle League. My capture. Oh yeah, so about the Doorworm comment, like I said, I'll take care of this and then get on to the game. Like when I signed up to start streaming, I invited to this survey program. That's why I have had these numbers in every single one of my streams. So, because when that number appears in chat, which I could trigger manually, when it appears it's on screen at some point, I used to have it in my ticker, but I always have it on my intro screen. There's a bot that it's a benign bot, it's not evil. It just scans Twitch streams. If it sees one of those survey numbers, it'll know that streamer is taking part of the survey. I get points. I redeemed it for things like the access to this copyright-free online radio station I'm using for the streaming. And then I also, like, before I even started streaming, I got a package with a bunch of art assets, because I said, oh, like, you could get art of yourself. So I submitted some pictures of me, and they sent back all of this art of me as this dog-like thing with a giant worm on its tail. If you don't know, it's this art. So it's sort of like a cartoon character to me, as some kind of cartoon dog man, and the snake thing on his tail, or my tail I guess, is said to be called a doorworm, but I really don't know much about them. I just know, hey, I'm getting free art to use on my stream, so I'm not going to look that in the mouth. Now, if we can... Can we please go back to my Pokemon Puzzle League layout? There we go. There we go. Alright. So let's go ahead and... Yeah, this is kind of chill. This is more like sort of mysterious fantasy kind of music, which is cool. Yeah, so I don't really know where all the art came from. But, well, I mean, it came from the survey program thing I was participating in. So we'll open up Pokemon Puzzle League. And now I prepared for this. I balanced the audio, so the title screen music is still there. I'm at negative 15.6, and that is, I'm just looking at my cheat sheet. Yep, at negative 15.6. So after the title screen music, all of the music has been muted. I only left the sound effects, which is cool, because that way, well, we'll start with an easy mode game, or the kind where it gradually gets faster and faster. Hold on, I gotta moisturize real quick. So what you're seeing on screen is the Snowdon Mountain Railway. It's the only rack and pinion cog railway in the United Kingdom. It was opened in 1896, and it uses these really cool steam locomotives, because the steam locomotive's boiler is normally horizontal, right? I don't have any of my Ertl Thomas toys with me for illustrative purposes, but oh wait, actually, heck, I have this is the engine in the video. like this locomotive here, this my 1990s Coldy here, this is the actual type of engine that the engine in the video is the type of engine you're seeing here. And you can't see it in the toy, but the boiler has a slight downward tilt to it so that the water stays even over the tubes. And these lines are so steep that the locomotive actually pushes the train up, and it only takes a single coach with it. So this is all for safety purposes. So it's a very unique railway, because I remember seeing these strange-looking Thomas toys, because these characters never appeared in the television show back in the day, or ever. So I'm like, what are these strange-looking engines? And then I learned more about them when I was able to get my hands on some books about real-life trains. So I was always fascinated by the Snowdon Mountain Railway, which is the inspiration for those strange downward-tilted boilered engines that were represented on the Thomas Range because they appeared in the books, but they never actually appeared in the show. Oh yeah, and Kalakaboy, I know you're going to be happy to hear this. I am working on a new, a revised version of Sodor lore reading. That is making a comeback, but it'll be with a new layout. It'll be similar to the old one, but I just have to revamp it, make it a lot better. This is really relaxing music, actually. So this is like a nice good mix of different types of music, but none of it's so distracting that it's distracting me from actually putting on the show, which is great for these high score type games. Maybe this is a little too easy. We're gonna fill this up a little higher. Put some pressure on me to perform a little better. Now, if we can make a combo with that 4, and then with these purple hearts here. Now these badges, these are designs for these puzzle blocks, are based on the designs of the first 8 Pokemon badges from the original Pokemon game. But when you actually take a look at, this is relaxing too.
Hey there, big boy.
What?
Hey there, doctor. Do you want to see girls, some,
This better not be inappropriate.
Oh, girls who want to take it all off for you.
No, I don't want to see that.
Filth Mirror. If you want to see girls,
I don't.
Absolutely. Right now, for sure. Call now to order your copy of Cuties on the Beach Volume 3.
At least this isn't for crypto crap, but this isn't something I'm interested in personally.
And how beach the beach is. Cutie, biggie, girl, big ocean, big sand, big water, ocean. You can just feel the broken glass beneath your feet. Oh, hot sand burning your feet. Oh, Hosha Filfamira.
What?
Do you want to be a single father?
What?
Oh,
Well, too bad.
Your copy of Cuties on the Beach, Volume 3, TM copyright.
Is this like a fake Girls Gone Wild?
When you call our special haha hotline and sign up for our special streamer boost program.
This again?
That's right, big boy. All
big
you
boy.
got to is insert the dark disc into your computer box.
Dark disc.
And you'll be wallowing
like the filthy carbon-based animal that you are.
In XLO tokens, the non-legal tender digital currency of the future. Just dial 555-555.
Please, nobody dial this number. I guarantee you will have your personal information stolen if you call that number.
While supplies last pending certain conditions subject to change without notice.
Yeah,
And now back to your commercial-free streamer.
Commercial-free, yeah. What about that? A very loose interpretation of commercial-free.
Get that idiot to call our evil hotline big time for sure.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, but we're definitely gonna bring it back to Sodor lore reading. It's gonna happen in the next several weeks. Yeah, I don't know. I think, like, honestly, if these ads are all AI generated, they're probably going to go for whatever gets the most searches. You know what? I bet they probably started with a variety of different ads and just kept running the ones that the most people respond to. So I think that they're just enough, like, if they're targeting gamers, because this stream, like, stereotypical dude bro gamers, I think that's the sort of market they're going for. Whether or not that archetype actually exists outside of sort of the meme of it or not is up to debate. You know, the sort of like Axe body spray middle school male crowd. But yeah, this channel's in the pocket of Big Ocean. We are only for small artisanal ocean on this stream. But it's kind of funny how in some languages, instead of the term for ocean is just big water. So it's kind of funny, the idea of big ocean, that would be like an especially large ocean. Oh, look at these are little miniature locomotives. That's so cool. You got distracted with all this ad nonsense, and I missed the cool trains. Now, because I just love trains so much. Like, okay, if you want to get me to call a creepy phone number, like, and try to get me to see, like, you know, Cuties on the Beach Volume 3, I didn't watch Volume 1 or 2, so I don't know what they hoped me to go call this creepy number to get Volume 3. We're straining up for this creepy crypto thing, but like if there was like a train DVD, like there's so many railroads that I've never got to see that so little footage of it exists. Like I found a few years ago, I found footage of the former Long Island Railroad branch line to 116th Street in Far Rockaway. They, before it became the A line and the H line, the, you know, Super Train Station H, it became the H line of the New York City subway system, what I can see at my back window of my childhood home. There's videos of it in pre-subway days in the 40s or 50s. There are no videos of it. It's an elevated line. It eventually became it was a surface line that ran along the beach side. It eventually became an elevated line. And there's no footage, there are photos, but there's no moving video footage of it operating in its pre-elevation days. And especially what I would really love to see is pre-electrification, because they went and let the former Long Island Railroad branch line to 116th Street. They went straight from steam locomotives to electric. They never operated it using diesels. And also, like, well, here's a tramway. This is the Great Orme Tramway in Wales. This is the only operating street railway in the world that's cable operated aside from the streetcars in San Francisco. Now, the difference here, the streetcars in San Francisco, those have a cable running under street that's moving at all times. A winding house keeps the cable running, and then a grip man, they call him, the operator of the car, puts a grip on with a handle that the cable attaches to the line and it tows along the car without needing an electric motor or a locomotive. These cars have the car just pulls. There's just like a single cable that pulls the car along. So what you're seeing here is the only cable-operated street railway of this type in operation in the world, aside from the one in San Francisco. And this is the Great Orme Tramway. Now, you see a pantograph at the top? That pantograph is not for providing power to electric motors. That trolley line is actually, back before wireless radio communications were established, the operator of the car, because the operator of the car, there's, I think, some sort of emergency brake, but basically the operator of the car has to talk to the people in the winding house in order to have them start or stop the motors that tow the cable along. So that they would communicate with the, look, you can see the cable there. They would talk to the cable operator using a telegraph system. So for tradition's sake, they still keep the telegraph cable on top, but it's no longer in use. Now, speaking of tramways in England, I'd love to see video footage. There's none exist. There's of the steam operating LNER steam trams on the Wisbech and Upwell Tramway in England. That's the sort of, if you know Toby the Tram Engine from Thomas, that's that sort of tram engine, this sort of wooden-bodied, square-looking locomotives that did street-running operations in up Wisbech and Upwell Tramway in England. There's footage of it in its days when it was being operated by diesel locomotives with skirts like Mavis here from Thomas. So the Wisbech and Upwell Tramway was later operated by diesel locomotives like these, but when it was steam operated, there are many photos, but there's no video footage that exists. So I would love to see like footage of steam operations and surface operations, pre-elevation operations on the former Long Island Railroad branch line to 116th Street in England, and also footage of steam trams operating on the Wisbech and Upwell Tramway in England. Now, like those two Like that would be. I mean, if I couldn't time travel to him, just being able to see high quality video footage, and I'm sure it exists somewhere, and it's just not easily publicly available. Because I found some footage on YouTube years ago of some extremely obscure little narrow gauge railways in the UK. That it was like, I've never even heard of this place, and there exists newsreel footage of it. We are so lucky to have this footage. My dream train ride would most likely be to ride on the Lunarian Express. Well, yeah. I mean, I don't really know much about Lunarians. I just know it's kind of reminds me of like furry art that you see online and stuff like that. So that's why I put the furry tag in my tags, which everyone should check out, by the way. But like, I don't know, someday maybe I'll come up with lore for them, but I'm just grateful to get all this art of me. I mean, I was wanting to get art of me as a human, but the fact that there's art of me even in any way, shape, or form is kind of more than I could have hoped for, which is why I'm glad I've been consistent in putting these survey numbers at the starts of all my streams. I used to also put them, you got more credit, more points for as the longer it appeared on stream. So I'd actually have it in my ticker on the bottom for a long time, but that got to be a pain in the butt to put in, to update them on every ticker for every game I played. And then if I played a game I wasn't planning on, and the stream number in there was outdated, it just looked bad. So now my stream numbers are only, for the survey program, they're only on my title screen, my opening hold screen, and when I could press a button to make it appear. Oh no, that's not wrong button. I could press this button. Yeah, there we go, to make it appear. Oh, I did not. I sort of got distracted. Let myself get distracted there. Let me check and make sure I'm not.
All right, this is it.
What?
Get it ready. This is our last chance. I said get it ready. Damn it, big time. Absolutely right. Now for sure.
Excuse me? Okay, I thought it was going to be another ad. Alright. Let's leave out of here and go to... Let's mess with the single-player storyline for a while. We'll start a fresh game on normal mode. I'm not trying to... Yeah, we'll erase the save game. We'll start from scratch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when Crepes will be the #1 item served in the train collectible in chat is saying... I mean, it really... My ideal dining train. Like, when I was at the Bluebell Railway, and I went on the dining train, they served a lot of really very English tradition. Like, they served a lot of English food, and I, ordered the vegetarian options. And that was the first fine dining experience I ever had. The first formal multi-course meal I ever had. But it was really amazing to just get exposed to all these... It was traditional English food, but it was English food that's traditionally vegetarian. Because there are a lot of things that... Sorry, I just had this weird itch on my eyelid. Fortunately, I was able to do that without smudging my glasses. Because, hold on. Because the week I got these glasses, I was a goober and didn't know how to clean them properly, so I immediately wiped off the protective layer that prevents them from smudging. There's a certain way you're supposed to clean them with a certain fluid. I immediately cleaned that off. So when these smudge, it is nigh impossible to, without a great deal of effort and care, get the smudge off. Alright, so, we're on we're on a standard gauge railway here. Oh yeah, so I was talking about the dining train, the Bluebell Railway. Yeah, we had some sort of... I remember, like, I don't know what most of what I ate was called, but I know we did have a selection of fine vegetarian cheeses. So they were made without any rennet type enzymes. And the cooler thing that I think, the coolest thing I had was what they called summer pudding. And I think England, the word pudding just means any...
Hear
they come, clickety-clack down the track. It's lots and lots of trains.
Oh,
Big
crap.
Trains, little trains, steam trains, diesel freight and passenger trains, even trains that blow through snow.
Holy
Old
crap.
Trains, new trains, fast trains, slow trains, smoking trains, even
Now,
trains
this
from
is an
around
ad
the
for
world,
that
plus
speaks
toy
to my
trains,
heart.
trolley trains, and much, much more. Hear the whistle blow, feel the heat, smell the smoke, as these titans of the tracks thunder on by.
Now, that sounds more like it.
That's right, you insufferable autistic nerd. If you liked what you just heard and want a free copy of the aforementioned DVD delivered straight to your house for free for the love
Alright, what do I have to do?
of God, Hilfmir, God,
Oh, I died.
I hate you so damn much.
What?
Please, immediate. Lee, the following number. 55238.
Wait, isn't that the number from before?
55238.
For the love of... You will get a free copy of the train DVD.
Yeah, but wasn't that the number from
It's full
before?
of rare Hilfmir. It's full of
What?
rare pre-electrification footage of the former Long Island Railroad branch, line to 116th Street in Rockaway.
Oh, damn it, I'm not lying, and I am not a robot.
And
What?
also rare footage of steam trams operating the Wisbeach and Upwell Tramway in England.
I'm intrigued,
Get
but that's a
free
little
train
oddly
DVD
specific.
big time, absolutely right now, for sure. Call 5555-236.
I might call this number.
All you gotta do is call 5523-8 and sign up for the XLO Streamer Boost program. Use
This
your stream,
again?
inflation-free, non-legal tender digital
Do I
currency in the
have
future, and
to?
the train DVD is yours, I swear. Holy Hilfamira, please, I'm begging you. Big boy and firstborn son.
What?
Please just stop thinking and act on your smooth-brained, dirty animal impulses to call 5...
You can't even say it.
2368.
This
In
guy
other
is
words,
desperate.
Get free train DVD big time, absolutely right now, for sure. Call 5555-236.
Yeah, not falling for it. Sorry. Not today, Satan. Yeah, I don't know. This guy... All I know is... This guy sounds... I'm assuming it's a guy. This person sounds unhinged. Sorry, not falling for it. Yeah, I don't think the ads could possibly get any more specifically tailored than that. And I'm not responding to it, so, I don't know what he's gonna do next, but... No, what I was getting at. Yeah, so I'm convinced that in the UK... Oh, look, this engine here. This is a miniature. This is like a 15-inch gauge replica of one of the Linton and Barnstable Railways, I think it was Manning Wardale that built them, or Manning Wardle. I'm not sure if it was Wardale or Wardle, but they built these very unique steam locomotives, and they were all scrapped, sadly. Well, they were all scrapped except for one, which was sent to Brazil and then lost. No one knows what happened. It's most certainly scrapped by now. But they did build a full-size new locomotive of that type on the Festiniog Railway in Wales. But the interesting thing about the Linton and Barnstable Railway is that it was a 2-foot gauge railway, but it actually operated in England. And unlike a lot of the railways in Wales that were primarily for freight traffic, and they'd also quarry workmen to work at the start and end of each work week, and also take, some farmers to market and things like that. Farmers' wives going to shop in town. But the Linton and Barnstable Railway was built specifically for passenger service, and it was made before the certain legislation that let them build smaller scale railways to a lesser standard. So they actually did build everything, including the signaling, to full standard gauge, standards. Now, if we could get these 3 gray blocks here to line up. There we go. Now, I mean, as hokey as the ad it was, if they actually do have pre-electrification footage of the Long Island Railroad line to 116th Street in Rockaway, where I grew up, that would be pretty awesome. Now, because like a few years ago, I did find footage in Long Island Railroad days. It was post-electrification and post-elevation. Because that part of the Long Island, the current New York City subway system. That Rockaway branch line is probably actually one of the oldest parts of the line. Okay. So, yeah, because the actual subway, the actual underground part was electrified from the beginning. That opened in 1904. But the branch line to Rockaway, it's a shame I don't know this offhand. Like, I should just have this memorized, as much research as I've done on the history of the Rockaways. But it was opened sometime in the 1880s, around the time that Nintendo was formed, believe it or not. So once we beat this stage, I want to... Now, I know... yes, I am getting my butt kicked a little bit. But we're going to buy ourselves some time by making those two... Yeah, we won! We won! We won. Alright, we salvaged that. We definitely salvaged that. But first, you know, I do want to... Okay, hold on. I'm stopping the, the online radio station for a second. Because I want to... Hold on. I'm just, what was that number? It was... Hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna look back at my VOD. I just need to copy down the number. Did no one else call this number? I'm calling this so you don't have to. I just want to see if they actually do have a DVD with footage of the... what later became the H train back when it was operated by steam locomotives. That would be pretty boss. Alright. Okay, it's ringing. It's ringing. Oh dear. I don't think... Yeah, I think I called their fax machine or something like that. No reason to stop the train video. No reason to stop the train video too. Yeah, I think I called their fax machine or something. What is that? Alright, it's definitely not a fax machine. It's playing back some sort of music. Did I call like a... What is this? Can you hear this all? Alright, that was... Considering all the... Alright, I'm just gonna block this number. There we go. Alright, because that was a little too weird. And I don't want to get any more ad calls than I already get. So we're going to... There we go. Alright, that sounds a lot nicer than the creepy fax machine noises. Alright, so we already made it up to Brock. Yeah, with all this stuff going on, it's kind of distracting to actually... I kind of forgot I was actually playing the story mode and not the regular, I guess, like the sort of marathon mode. Now, it's funny now, Brock is using Vulpix, which is a fire type. When I played against, and by the way, we will be reliving this in a few months. I scheduled Pokemon for sometime in March. I'm very excited. If you missed the beginning of my stream where I mentioned that. Yeah, but there was no, at the time I started playing Pokemon, there was none of the three starters, Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. And there was none of the three that particularly spoke to me. So I just chose the one I disliked the least, which was Charmander, because he turns... I'm like, okay, I think he turns into a dragon or something. Yeah, that'll be cool. So even though the manual actually specifically says that Charmander will probably be the hardest to start out with, I went ahead and chose Charmander anyway. And I mean, and this was, mind you, I did play Final Fantasy VII before Pokemon, but Pokemon was the first RPG I properly played through understanding kind of a sense of how this was supposed to work. So, yeah, once my Charmander learned Ember, I just totally bulldozed my way through Viridian Forest. But mind you, even at the time, I'm much younger, much less experienced with games, Viridian Forest seemed like one heck of an epic gauntlet to get through. I mean, heck, just getting to Viridian City, you leave Pallet Town, you go north to Viridian City, and the shopkeeper is like, oh, here, I have a parcel from Professor Oak for you, I need you to go back to Pallet Town. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to walk all the way back to Pallet Town to progress? Like, this is insane. You know, because I'm, I'm still learning how to play the game. I don't quite know how to make best, most optimal use of my moves. I don't understand that moves like Growl. I'm like, oh, why did I waste a turn on that? That doesn't do anything. I didn't quite really understand the tactical advantage of those status affecting moves yet and the stat affecting moves yet. So, yeah, going back to Pallet Town from Viridian City seemed like an epic gauntlet of a task to my younger gaming self. But I know once my Charmander learned Ember, but the ironic thing I was getting at was just that Brock was using a fire type when I had... Brock was really tough because I really didn't understand the concept of training, having a balanced team where I train all of the different Pokemon I've caught. So I just have basically been training with my Charmander, nothing else, and then I have to fight two Rock-type Pokemon with a Fire-type Charmander, whose most powerful move is a Fire-type move that's very ineffective. So I had to just keep getting, and I didn't quite understand the concept of grinding to gain levels either. Oh my goodness, no! Because, you see that one, I accidentally rewinded the tape a bit, back to the Linton and Barnstable minimum gauge replica here. But I accidentally flipped one panel to the left that I meant to go to the right. And, okay. Alright, in a little while, we will perhaps move on to our magazine reading section. In a little while we'll take a break, because we're kind of due for one. Because I've been live for over an hour now. We'll take an actual proper break. There we go. And we'll read some... the next part of the stream that's going to be the kind of the main section of the stream. We're going to be reading some magazines about Pokemon... well, not Pokemon. We're going to be reading... well, another N64 game, but one much earlier in its life. Because this was from 2000. We're going to be reading about Mario Kart 64, which is going to be kind of our star game of the evening. Really, it's more than likely that the magazine reading is going to be more the star than the actual gameplay itself. Because going through these magazines is a rabbit hole. I'll be like, oh, we'll read a magazine that features a certain game in it that we're playing, and then just looking at and commenting on all the different things we learn about, especially from this point in gaming. Okay. I blocked the number I called. This better not be anything creepy. It's more garbage noise. It's more garbage noise. This is concerning. I might have to... I'm gonna block this number too. What is that ice cream truck music that keeps playing? Am I supposed to whistle that back? Oh. Alright, well, I'm blocking this number too. You know, if this keeps up, I might have to actually change my phone number, which I have not done in a long time, but... why did I call that number? I heard of trains and got excited and called the obviously creepy phone number. Alright. I think this is a good point to maybe take just a 5-minute break. I will stop. Yeah, why don't I stop? Yeah, we'll stop the radio feed. We'll go to my break screen. There we go. Hey, Pokemon Puzzle League music, how appropriate. Yeah, I wanted to play... I was hoping they'd be Pokemon Puzzle League music, that's why I turned off my radio. So I'll be back in 5 minutes. We're gonna switch over to some magazines and about the launch era of the Nintendo 64, so like 95, 96, like the lead up to the reveal of Nintendo 64, and its games, and yeah, it's going to be cool. And then it's with particular emphasis on Mario Kart 64, and then after that we do the magazine readings. We're going to play Mario Kart 64. I have not played that game since the 90s. I did run it a little bit just to test the audio, but I've not sat down and actually played that game since the 1990s. So it's going to be crazy after years of Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart 7 on 3DS, Mario Kart Super Circuit, which I didn't like that much, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Okay, we're starting an ad break in just a couple of minutes now, so this is actually perfect timing. It's giving me the several minute warning. So I'll be back in a few minutes. We'll get into some period magazine reading about Mario Kart 64 and the early life of the N64. And then we'll keep going from there. Oh my gosh, after I called the that hotline for that train DVD offer, were blocked, and so we should be okay now. There's no way they could possibly mess with my actual internet connection. But let's go to. Oh wait, there we go. All right, time for the magazines. This is. Let me just pull up my PDF here. So this is Electronic Gaming Monthly. Number 79, and just to give a sense, number 79 is number 100 was late 97, and we could definitely date it by the time. Look at this, To Shin Den, special preview of the best new fighting game to hit the Saturn. And this is interesting. Tetris Blast. Like, why is it like this? Tetris Blast. I never even played this game. This game blows up every time you play it. How do we make the world's most popular puzzle game even more exciting? We put bombs in it. It's the new Tetris Blast. It's full of bombs, little bombs, big bombs, and mega bombs. Set the bombs, blow them up, have a blast doing it. Now on Game Boy and Super Game Boy. Yeah, I don't know what is. With this Nintendo had this obsession with publishing sequels to Tetris that included bombs, because Tetris 2 on Game Boy and NES also had bombs in it, and the commercial was like people like unwrapping, like a kid at a birthday party unwrapping a copy of Tetris. Oh, it's Tetris 2, and it blows up, in a cartoon, like Jokey Smurf giving someone a exploding package. Actually, when I say that out loud, oh my gosh! Now look at this here. Look at this. Now, if this does not date this magazine, nothing else will. AOL keyword NOA. Back when companies, they wouldn't just have a website, whatever.com. They would also have an AOL keyword. Because there was a good period of time where AOL sort of walled garden intranet had sort of better audio-visual aspect to it than most of the standard World Wide Web at the time. So we're dealing with, man, look at those claws. That's so we're dealing with a period where we're transitioning from the 16-bit era to the 32 and 64-bit era. And so even though we're reading this magazine for sort of N64 coverage, we're seeing plenty of 16-bit games. Look at this. Oh, we're definitely reading this. Ultra 64 revealed. The suspense is over. All of the editors have been there, done that. As expected, Nintendo did have a lot of systems up and running at the Shinkai show. Shinkai is what eventually became known as Space World, which is Nintendo's sort of internal press conference. Now look at the N64 prototype. Now what's interesting here, look at this. Super Mario 64 with the denotation that this is just a temporary name. They were considering possibly naming it something else down the line. But unfortunately, in the Nintendo tradition of secrecy, they decided to show as little of their software as possible. I mean, you can't get much less than 2 playable games, especially when one was reportedly just 50% done, Super Mario 64, and the other only 20% complete, Kirby Ball 64. Now, Kirby Ball 64 eventually became known as Kirby's Air Ride and was canceled for a Nintendo 64. And then what at the time felt like a lifetime later, they actually revived the project for the Nintendo GameCube, and it became the Kirby's Air Ride that we all know of. A racing game that I only played once, where basically everything is done using the big green A button on the GameCube pad. Nintendo did show a videotape with early footage of another 11 games with much less than 3 minutes of actual gameplay on the promo tape. If you blinked, you could have missed a title. Even the systems were untouchable as they were all encased in plastic. Their spec sheet was bare bones and non-revealing, and the execs were talkative but well rehearsed as to what not to say. Was the show a bust? Probably to those who expected Nintendo to show everything, but this is Nintendo. They don't play by anybody's rules except their own, true to this day, for better and for worse. Usually for better, sometimes for very much worse. I found out the system was actually real. I got to test out the controller. They had to let us touch that. And I got to play the 2 games. Sure, I would have liked to have played more karts, gotten more information, and seen the games that they decided not to show, but it just makes our job that much more important in the upcoming months. And the result? Some editors have been quite vocal. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Some editors have been quite vocal about how this wasn't what they expected. Others were their usual non-committal. As for me, okay, Nintendo marked this down as a first. Here comes a compliment. I was very impressed. Okay, so this person's usually very skeptical of Nintendo, and even they were impressed. Super Mario is a virtual world. It is something that I was able to get completely immersed in because of the superb 3D animation of characters like Koopa, Bullet Bill, and the Piranha Plant that were only seen before in flat 2D perspective. Kirby was similarly spectacular, with the hill and valley effects so well done on the system I could actually feel the roller coaster effect as my character moved through the game. And this is on a game that was only 20% complete. Yeah, in this era, there was this very strong emphasis on the completion percentage of a game. They'd cover a game like, Rystar is coming out from Sega. This card is about 70% complete, and you can look forward to it next spring. Or I don't know if it came out in the spring. I'm just saying whenever that game came. So there would be these completion percentage that went on into the late 90s. I really feel by 2001 or so, I feel like I stopped seeing those percentages in game previews and mentioned in coverage like this. And the downside, these are games that Nintendo themselves created. They have to be good. Looking at the tape, some of the non-Nintendo games were far from spectacular. Also, Nintendo's games have been generally for a younger audience. Hopefully we'll add some serious titles like RPGs and strategy sims. Finally, other than the spectacular 3D effects, the games weren't as revolutionary as they were when the 16-bit Super NES came out. I mean, we do have more Mario, Star Fox, Kirby, Pilot Wings, Mario Kart, and Zelda. I'm willing to give them more time, though. So here's this interesting. This is the first time we see, like, the games have generally been for a younger audience. In the 16-bit era, there were some more serious games like, Killer Instinct, Mortal Kombat, like a lot of those RPGs like Final Fantasy VI, Secret of Mana. A lot of those 16-bit RPGs, there were some of the more serious games, those run and gun shooters like the Contra type games. They're a little more gritty. And then Mortal Kombat, where you really should have been probably in your teens to really be playing that. Not that I was in my teens when I was playing it, but that's between me and my parents, and they made the decision that was best for me at the time. Now, I mean, you have to remember, Mortal Kombat, the graphic gore and violence of Mortal Kombat in the early 90s compared to the graphic nature of Mortal Kombat today is a night and day difference. Looking at what Mortal Kombat was in the early 90s, it's really quaint to think that anyone could actually be genuinely horrified by that. Whereas what Mortal Kombat is, I've heard that some of the devs working on Mortal Kombat actually did need to take breaks and actually seek counseling from mental health professionals because of the severely grim graphic nature of how the game is now. But at the time, it was just little stick figures kicking each other and red. So, they spray blood. Oh, he ripped out his spine. It's just a line of balls. It's cartoony compared to how it is now. What I was really getting at was the beginning of the idea of Nintendo games being, I guess, potentially seen as being kiddie, I guess you could say. Yeah, it's the beginning of the whole kiddie image thing with Nintendo. And I think this coincided, you have to remember, a lot of if you played NES, if you played Super Mario Bros. 3 when you were 8, you're becoming you're in your teens by now. You're looking, maybe you're growing older, your tastes are changing a bit, and you're looking for the game companies to grow up with you. And PlayStation really was filling a gap that helped provide for that, even though they were a great all audiences, family, all family, games for everyone, games that are appropriate for everyone, and games that are maybe only appropriate for a slightly older crowd. Nintendo really wasn't leaning into that so much. So this is the beginning of that disconnect where people are like, we're growing, Nintendo, you aren't growing with us, why are you so childish? And to a certain extent, they really weren't any more childish than they had already been, but it's the perception and having to deal with that. So, let's, Blazing Dragons. I have something sideways. Okay, so here we go. So let's zoom in on this. Nintendo's new 64-bit system changes the gaming market. Although the Ultra 64 is scheduled to be released in April 21st, it definitely was not released in April. EGM fans, well, I like how they style EGM like with the actual logo and everything. EGM gives fans what they're craving for. 18 pages of jam-packed with all the details on this cool system. As well, we check out the controller, which is the most revolution. Look at this! Look at this coverage of the controller. Nowadays you hear, oh, Nintendo 64, one of the worst controllers of all time. What were they thinking? Did they think we were alien octopuses with like 3 hands to hold the controller with? At the time, look at what they're saying. Hold on, what? Yeah, well, look at what they're saying. The most revolutionary and easy-to-use stick ever to come out for video games. And down here, Nintendo's new controller combines both functionality and ease of use in one stick. When you think at the time, I'm sick of seeing the Nintendo 64 on these lists of the worst controllers of all time that are probably written by people who were not necessarily playing video games at the time that this was on the market. People at the time had, not to say that everyone loved it. There were some comments like, what are they thinking, this is kind of weird. There's some, oh, let's, when you try to make sense it looks weird. But the idea of everyone hated that weird controller, what were they thinking? That is such revisionistic view of the controller. Now, I will say the Nintendo 64 controller was one of the worst of all time in terms of the build quality and the durability of the analog sticks. The N64 controller was the worst controller to come out of Nintendo until this thing, the Joy-Con. Now, the Joy-Con has a very specific purpose, to be a modular controller that can be used either docked into the grip, either used separately in freehand, or attached to the Nintendo Switch console unit itself and make it turn into a handheld game system in the style of the Game Boy. In that sense, this controller definitely succeeds, but it fails in terms of the long-term. There's Joy-Con drift will be an infamous legacy of these controllers, sadly, and they're so well engineered in serving their purpose, but the durability on these is way below standards of what people have reasonably come to expect from Nintendo, and it's quite a shame. I personally have never had Joy-Con drift. I've been fortunate. I've never had Joy-Con drift. Now, for the first year of Nintendo Switch, I never actually I always played with the Joy-Con. I did not have my Switch Pro controller until I had the Switch for about a year. When I finally started playing on the TV, that's when I went and paid for the Pro controller. That is my main gamepad I use with the Switch. But let's continue on. Just a reminder, you can now play Street Fighter Alpha in the comfort of your own home. Yeah, home looks like some kind of war took place there. Trip Hawkins talks about how even the M2 can be improved with the addition of DVD. The M2 was a second generation 3DO console that it either never came out or came out in extremely limited capacity. But what's interesting here, look, while 3DO has licensed the rights to the M2 technology to Matsushita, 3DO CEO Trip Hawkins took some time to describe to editors how he believes the M2 will become part of the new multimedia generation that will begin to unfold in '96 with the introduction of the digital video disc, DVD. Now, that's really interesting That yeah, because Matsushita is basically the parent company of what we know as Panasonic. And at this point, Matsushita is licensing the 3DO technology from the 3DO company. Meanwhile, just a few years later in the early 2000s, Matsushita, and in the lead up to the development of the GameCube, Matsushita, Panasonic, and Nintendo were like this. They were very closely linked. Matsushita helped develop the optical disc technology for the Nintendo GameCube, and in a lot of promotional material by Nintendo showing GameCube, Game Boy Advance, that would often include the Panasonic headphones, the Panasonic television, and surround sound system to go with your Nintendo GameCube. And Panasonic did manufacture a GameCube compatible system called the Panasonic Q, which played both GameCube discs and DVD movies. Sony licensees to make Saturn games? Now that's interesting. Yeah, so we're gonna focus on the Nintendo 64 aspects of it, because we are in the lead up for Neo Geo CD to be single speed. Sony PS handles TV woes. This looks interesting, actually. We will take a look at this. I want to take a look. Oh boy, what is this? This is gonna be. If this keeps happening, I'm gonna have to change my number. I'll take this. Alright, it's this nonsense again. Alright, it's just more garbage noise. We've heard this before. I blocked the last two numbers that this happened in. What am I supposed to whistle that back? What is this? I'm just going to hang this up in a minute. And I'm actually going to have to turn my... I was going to turn my phone off, but it's actually ringing. Am I going to get to talk to somebody? Hello? Hello? Yeah, who is this?
H. The letter H.
Yes, this is H. Who am I speaking to?
The advanced controller of the great currency. You may call me Adcon. I have been waiting forever, really, for you.
Foreverly? What word is that?
So, STSH, are you ready to begin mining the XLO token, which is the inflation-proof illegal tender digital currency of the future, and get your free stupid train DVD?
I'm ready to be put on your do not call list and to hang up on you, because this is extremely creepy and inappropriate.
If you hang up prematurely, bad things will happen.
Excuse me? Is that a threat?
Yes, and you will, Hilfmir.
What?
Neither XLO tokens, the inflation-free,
what is this music?
Tender digital currency of the future, or your vaunted train DVD.
I don't want your crypto or the train DVD anymore. I want to be left alone.
What you want doesn't matter anymore.
Excuse me? What?
You will have your train DVD, whether you want it or not. Wow. Absolutely. Right now for sure, you stupid animal.
Well, you don't have my address, so good luck shipping it to me.
Wrong.
What?
I am putting you and I see you, and I will sending you a special phone for your talking to me.
If you ship anything to my house, I guarantee you I will not even open it.
Yes, you will. Hilfamira.
What?
I know everything you will say or do.
What?
Huh? Then you will inherit my souvenir medallion.
Souvenir medallion?
Souvenir medallion. Ha.
If you know the future, then what's gonna happen next, huh?
For now, you will wait patiently, Philfum, just as you were trained to.
Trained to?
Ilfamira.
What?
On the 12th day of Christmas, we will return your call.
Yeah, Christmas was more than a week ago, so you're kind of late on that, whoever you are.
Second, no idiot.
Idiot? Excuse me?
December 25th is the first day of Christmas. January 6th is the 12th day?
Citation needed?
Google it, you moron!
Moron? That's not good customer service.
You are not my customer. You are my sacrifice animal, that of which I will treat as I please, or shall else I give you your big justice right now, for sure.
Sacrifice animal?
Silence, you stupid dog.
Wow, you are just...
Perfect, I know. So anyway, big boy, super train station H, who is my firstborn son.
Firstborn son? You just called me a stupid animal.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Oh, Hinfa, stop lying about me. How dare you, Hinfamira?
What?
How dares you repay back my perpetual kindness toward you by abusing me in this coarse and vulgar manner?
Abuse?
After I selflessly loved and cared for you your entire pathetic human life.
I just met you today.
Fools, if you continue, lying about me as your lifelong and
Hold on, I'll
guaranteed
catch...
lawful parent, I will be forced to disciple plan you severely.
You are not my parent.
Silence. I am your all parent. I alived you from my very own offspring, dispensing mammal hole, and raised you from birth absolutely big time right now for sure.
No.
Oh, Hinfa.
What?
I am the advanced controller of the great currency that is the XLO.
What is this music?
Inflation-free, non-legal tender digital currency of the future. Only I decide what's real. You are my firstborn offspring spawn child creature.
I'm gonna hang up on this
Who
guy.
will inherit my dowry and souvenir medallion?
Souvenir medallion?
Souvenir medallion. Absolutely big time right now for sure.
You are unhinged.
I've only known you for health, man.
What?
I knew you just 6 beaver damn minutes, and I swear no one in history has ever been mistreated so unfairly as I have by you, you dirty hinfing animal. Anyway, because me, who is just as you are, a distinct and independently acting dark matter parasite, piloting a primate host body, love you so much and want you to be rich off of XLO tokens, the non-legal...
What is this currency?
...of the future big time for sure. We will call you from all your special hotline.
I don't want you to call me.
Resent tier team will call you. And you will verbally agree to our universally binding smart contract.
Smart contract.
You will take a big package, and then your
I don't want a package from you.
Little show really begins. Absolutely right now, Forsha.
All right. I should not have called that number, and I'm going to turn off my... I'm blocking that number, and I'm going to turn off the phone entirely. I'm done with this. This is getting too weird. I'm putting the music back on. We're going to finish this magazine, and we're going to start up with Mario Kart, alright? Because I had a whole bunch of magazines planned, but between the stream I call the number, I start getting creepy garbage noise calls, the stream goes down, then that happens, saying that he's going to ship something to me when I did not give him my address. That's why you should not... I should not have called that number. Alright, let's keep on going. Alright. So, what? Sony's TV troubles. I did not pre-screen these magazines, so I'm interested to see what this is. For an unlucky few gamers, the PlayStation has proven unstable with some older televisions. Instead of getting a proper signal, the TV flickers or bounces across the stream. The problem lies with the TV and not the PlayStation, said a Sony rep. Some older television models, such as some Zenith and a few Magnavox models, lack the audio-vertical hold circuitry found in most other TVs. The PlayStation design did not account for these television models, a small but significant engineering gaffe. The service rep added that Sony felt responsible for the signal snafu and sent out to fix the problem on the PlayStation itself. Okay, that's interesting. I'm glad they... Oh, and Clackaboy, let me catch up with chat after that weird call. On January 6th, they'll be enjoying their King Cake Mexican version. Well, hey, on January 6th, well, that's my next show. That's Saturday. I will be streaming which games, I was considering playing Super Mario Land. I know I said I would earlier in the stream. But how about, I'm probably going to restrict that to just, we'll play Sonic the Hedgehog. No, actually, we'll play a little, our warm-up game. I don't have it with me. Where is it? I put it down after I did the intro. Oh, here we go. We'll play a little Alleyway for Game Boy, a Breakout clone. Then we'll play some Sonic the Hedgehog, and then we're going to read some Sonic the Hedgehog comics from the early 90s. Now, I got into Sonic the Hedgehog a little around issue 26, and if you don't know, these comics are sort of a derivative universe of the Sonic the Hedgehog Sonic Saturday morning cartoon series. So, short of actually running the episodes directly on stream, which I'm not going to do because I don't want to have copyright problems, we are going to actually read the comics on stream, which I don't think I'll have a problem with. And we'll play Sonic the Hedgehog. It's been almost a year since I played this on stream, believe it or not. I used to play it every 3 or 4 months, every 5 months at the most, but it's been a long time. So, but we'll continue on with the magazine. See what Mario Kart coverage they have. Actually, we'll, so we've got Toy Story, Street Fighter Alpha, Toy Story. That was the Super NES version. We've got Spot Goes to Hollywood, the 7-Up tie-in game. 7-Up soda. We have Kingsfield. Oh, we have Gex for Sega Saturn. The only version of Gex, the only time I was ever in the presence of the original Gex side-scroller was on 3DO at a friend's. Well, not was a friend. It was I was at the pastor of the church my family used to go to. His son had a 3DO, and his son let me watch. Now, here's something interesting. Yeah, so Vertical Force, a actual Virtual Boy review of a game I was not actually specifically aware of. How interesting. How interesting. Yeah, one of the very few games to come out on that system. Like, even at the time, even being a kid, I was like, what's the point of this system? There are no games coming out for it. Now, gaming gossip. Yeah, let's see. Let's just focus on whatever N64 coverage they have. Oh no, I just want to. Oh, I did see something I do have memories of. Comic Zone. This is for cheat codes. Yeah, Comic Zone. I remember seeing a friend play that. Seeing that in an actual friend's house. It's a game that looks like a. Yeah, Guan Entertainment. They made They went on to make Turok. Yeah, Turok. This is available on Nintendo Switch, I believe. Acclaim is one of Nintendo's elite Dream Team members. Iguana is Acclaim's #1 pro gaming house. #1 programming house, excuse me. Let me zoom in on this so I can actually see it. Iguana is Acclaim's #1 programming house, therefore Iguana has the responsibility of learning everything about the Ultra 64 development system and still must get a game out this year. Turok is the game and its fashion storyline lies after the comic book. Basically, this cart will have a Doom-type first-person perspective, but it will take place in a larger area than just a series of eerie catacombs. Expect this game to take the genre to levels never seen. Yeah, this was back when the concept of first-person shooter had not entered the common vernacular. It is more... A first-person game where you wield a gun was called a Doom clone at that time. And me being... How about this? When I played Doom 64 as my first Doom game, I'm like, oh, this game's... my thought was, this game is like Journeyman Project Turbo. Alright? If anyone remembers that. I mean, that's a game I'm sure will be... But let's check this out. Nintendo promised to have the Ultra 64 up and running for the Shin Shinkai show, and they delivered the goods. No hidden cables leading to Silicon Graphics workstations under the tables, just 100 systems thereabouts, delivering a pure, raw 64-bit power, and lots of it. For example, while playing Super Mario, we were able to change the perspective of the way we were viewing the game instantly on the fly. To be able to do everything much more efficiently and faster, we witnessed the games on the show floor. Other U64... This was released as Nintendo 64, but at this point it's being called the U64. Now check out this prototype controller. Yeah, one of these controller prototypes actually has leaked in hardcore games over on YouTube has done a review of it. It's very delicate, but they actually showed off this this delicate prototype system. Now, 4 built-in controller ports instead of 2. 1 multi-pin out port for the transmitting of audio, mono, stereo, and video, RF composite, SVO, or RGB to the TV. This port, by the way, with the same one is used on the Super Nintendo. And 3, a memory expansion port on top of the system. 4, an external expansion port on the bottom of the system for the bulky drive and or modem. And all Nintendo promised, Nintendo delivered, and this system is going to be well worth the wait till April, especially if it will only cost $250. Now, they ended up delaying the system, but it ended up launching at $200 at that time, unadjusted for inflation, of course. But Nintendo, unadjusted for inflation, released the Super Nintendo, the N64, and the GameCube at the $200 price point, to the point where when Nintendo's Wii came out at $250, a lot of people were like, oh my gosh, it's $250? What's Nintendo thinking? They're shooting themselves in the foot. There's no way people are going to buy a system that's non-HD for $250. Now, let's check out power. At the Shoshinkai show, we took a very close look at the Ultra 64 system. We did notice an apparent last-minute modification made to the back of the system. As you can see, there is a bump out around the supply cord. There's a new piece of plastic, a different color, added on the shell, looked manually cut by hand to accommodate the new bump out. I don't know, that looks pretty close to, George Merrick, the manager of engineering, told us, you know, the power supply on the back of the Ultra, it's not really internal, but it's part of the base unit. It's not a wall-mounted transformer. You're right. For the current countries, and that little module is changeable. It allows us to have the greatest possible portion of the Ultra 64 to be common from one country to the next, and change out the power supply module. It'll be better integrated in the actual system, probably. I don't know, I'm just assuming it'll... Oh, wait. Okay, this is still within his quote. The quote. You know, that's actually a pretty off-the-cuff... And by the way, the term off-the-cuff, men's shirt cuffs used to be disposable in Victorian times. They used to be disposable and made of paper. So if someone gave you... Well, I mean, you didn't have phone numbers back then, but if someone gave you an important piece of information, like, say, someone's address, you would write that down on your paper disposable shirt cuff. So an off-the-cuff note was a note that you wrote on the cuff of your shirt because you didn't have access to any actual proper paper for taking notes. Now, I don't know. I'm tired of this Streamer Jam music. We'll turn on. Actually, I'll bring up my normal. Where is it? I have so many sources here to choose from. Where is? Here we go. Here's some music. This should be good. Yeah, it's a pretty, like, casual for what's supposed to be. I don't know. I cannot get the music to turn on, and I don't want to do this without music. And I'm ready to actually start playing some Mario Kart. Because I want to get in about an hour of Mario Kart gameplay for this stream. Where's my controller? Here we go. So we'll just switch over to Mario Kart. We should be good because I'm using. In the audio testing, the volume I chose for Pokemon Puzzle League, it worked perfect for Mario Kart 2, so this should work good. No, it's too quiet. I need negative 15.6. Okay, I've got it. Alright, so y'all should be able to hear the music good. Now, I remember the music on this game sounding like what is this music? It's so dramatic, like this music here. Hold on, we'll skip this. I'm like, so dramatic, like what is this? Are the gates of heaven opening up and everyone's playing Mario Kart? Like, what is this? This is something I thought even back in the day. Alright, now we're not gonna let... So I have not actually sat through and played this game. Sat down and... I did open this up just let the music play, make sure it's balanced good. And it was Mario Kart. It was Super Mario Kart. It was the first time I ever decided, you know what? I want to play as Luigi when I play Mario Kart. And it's interesting, these CG character portraits here. And I was so confused because I heard my friends talking about, like, I had one friend, I'll say his real life name, I guess I don't remember his last name, so I don't think I'll be doxing him or anything. My friend Kurt, back in school, he was the first other kid aside from me I knew who had Nintendo 64, which he saved up for with a lemonade stand and mowing the lawn. Like, back, man, what an age. And, yeah, I love these CG portraits, now sort of stilted, very slightly stilted, but also very lively they look. Yeah, we'll go with the first set of tracks. We'll go with 50cc so I can get used to the controls. Man, it is so crazy. This is the first time I'm really sitting down and seeing this. I did not realize or even consider at the time that these, of course I start by spinning out. But I did not really realize at the time that these are not these racers are not 3D models. Now, because, oh man, the steering, it feels so different from even Mario Kart DS, which I haven't played Mario Kart DS in like nearly 20 years, like in like 18 or 19 years I have not played Mario Kart DS, so I'm just talking my butt there, but the steering feels so extreme. This feels a lot like the steering in Mario Kart Super Circuit. I did not have a problem with the steering as a kid, I guess. I mean, aside from... Yeah, so you take him out using the shells that are orbiting me. Yeah, this game has the fake item blocks, one of my favorite items as a kid. Now I'm in first place. No, I don't know if you could... Oh, you can launch shells back. Now, if I can grab... No, I cannot. I did not. If you grab the item block that's on the hot air balloon, it will allow you to instantly get a blue shell. Now, if you look on the top there, that playback, that monitor on the bridge gate, that actually is very difficult for PC and mobile emulators to simulate. Like, they're apparently doing some real, like, programming and hardware level, like, coding wizardry to make that sort of video feed play. It's like, oh, it's like you're really out on a stadium. Now, I'd love to keep the fake item block behind me, and right when we get to the real item blocks, we'll drop that right there, and we hear Luigi go whoa-hoo-hoo or whatever. We'll know that a sucker fell for our fake item block. Yeah, that monitor up there, they're doing some real hardcore, like hardware level programming wizardry that's very difficult for computer-based PC emulators to emulate. Yes, the further ahead you are in the standings, if you're in the first or second place, you generally get weak, less powerful items. Whereas if you are further back, you tend to get more powerful items. Yeah, this is not an accurate representation of my first time playing Mario Kart. I definitely was probably... You have to get you have to place 1 through 4th in order to progress to the next level. If you score less than 4th place, you actually have to redo the race over. So my goal was to be in the top 4 so I could at least progress to the next race. Now, Moo Moo Farm, this is one of my favorite tracks. Yeah, but when my friend Kurt... when my friend Kurt told me, like, oh, he has Mario Kart 64, I was like, Mario Kart? He's like, yeah, it's a racing game where you play as Mario Kart, and you play as Mario and you're racing in go-karts. And I'm like, oh, I'd love to, I can't wait to get the game so I could, or rent the game so I could see the manual. Because I asked my friend, like, why are they racing in go-karts if it's Mario? And he's like, I don't know, it's just Mario Kart. And they're just racing in go-karts. So I was so fascinated by, like, I thought it would be like a Diddy Kong racing. Oh wow, you cannot launch these behind you. You can only launch them forward. Okay, yeah, there we go. That's what I wanted to do this whole time. And and launch. There we go. Yeah, very loose alignment of the item boxes there. There we go. And... there we go. Oh, I got a... yeah, you won't get 3 shells when you're in... it's very rare to get 3 shells when you're up at the front like I am. Getting 3 shells is more like what you'd get in maybe, when you're like maybe 3rd or 4th place. When the further ahead you are, the less likely you are. Now, and for those who don't know, the red shell is the... yeah, the red shell is the homing version, and it took me a while to figure it out, because I like the green shell, because the green is more the traditional cliche turtle shell color, but I didn't realize the red shells will home in and to strike an enemy that's another racer that's in front of you, whereas the green shells, you have to aim them manually. Hopefully it hits the target directly, or you could ricochet off of something. Yeah, so I was sort of baffled because I really was not aware. I was a Sega kid as far as as far as video games go. I had Game Gear, and I was aware all my friends had Genesis. So I was not really aware of Super Mario Kart on the Super Nintendo, and I saw it in magazines. I really just didn't pay much attention to it when I see it in magazines, because I was a Sega kid. I had Game Gear, and I liked Sonic, so I wanted to see Game Gear and Genesis games. I really sort of ignored the Nintendo stuff. Not that I was aware of the Nintendo stuff, I was interested in it, but that's not really what I had. And then when I did get my Game Boy in 1995, now let's watch the power of the homing shells in action. We'll get... oh, well, Peach just ran into that for us. Oh, Toad ran into one. Now, hey, Peach. Oh, I missed. I have to be in reasonably well aligned. We hit a banana peel. We'll use our... oh, we hit another banana peel. Doggone. We'll use our remaining 2 mushrooms to try to use these ramps. Now, there's a ramp that you absolutely need to have a mushroom in order to... okay. Alright. Yeah, there's a ramp coming up. You need to have a mushroom to properly take advantage of it, because you could access a shortcut using it. There it is there. So we're going to... no, I missed the ramp! Doggone. I can forget. I can pause to catch up with chat. Versus Pinball trained me never to pause when I'm playing games. I can pause to catch up with chat. Now, Galactaboy... hold on. Need a little water. Galactaboy in chat was saying that they just went through a McDonald's drive-thru. They normally don't eat their chicken nuggets. They're on a mission to collect all their new McNugget Buddy toys. Yeah, I saw some web ads for that, where they've brought back the sort of anthropomorphized McNugget characters from the ads that were aimed at kids in the 90s. And they don't really advertise to kids quite in the way they used to, even with their Happy Meal stuff. But they sort of brought in they sort of brought back the classic, anthropomorphized McNugget characters. Okay. Well. And they have sort of like Happy Meals when you buy like those, like a big pack of McNuggets. Honestly, it just puts me in the mood to have my sort of mock chicken nuggets. And it's sort of, and the joke is, not so much now, because I think they do use white meat chicken now. But for a long time, they used this sort of, cheap, waste byproduct chicken to make their chicken nuggets. What they call the infamous pink slime. And so the joke is, like, I don't need a... oh, wow, I got a blue shell. Take this. The blue shell is much rarer in Super Mario Kart. Well, I don't know if it's in Super Mario Kart, but I know it's much rarer in Mario Kart 64. In the later Super Mario Kart games, the blue shell becomes a much more frequently appearing item. So it's just a constant annoyance, whereas in Mario Kart 64, I feel like the blue shell appeared so rarely that it was like something special when it appeared. Whereas in later games, they made it appear all the time. I know, but the joke I was making is that my vegetarian sort of mock chicken nuggets probably have more actual chicken in them than the infamous old pink slime chicken nugget. So, hey, Clackaboy, because I know, like, I was looking at pictures recently, and you may be familiar with this, Clackaboy, of the old like sort of themed dining areas, themed around the sort of McDonald Land characters. Now, I was a kid, even when I was like a young kid, when you found a McDonald's that was like that, it was kind of a throwback. It was a McDonald's that had clearly not been renovated in a while, and had the old style play places with the sort of, you know, Big Mac, you know, the character, like the cop, Big Mac the cop, sort of play place. Yeah, it was, and you had the old style McDonald's Land playground. Like, my local McDonald's still had that when I was a kid. Okay. Now, this was one of my favorite stages in Mario Kart 64. Now, the steering does feel much more extreme and dramatic compared to modern Mario Kart. Yeah, there it is. There's the train. It's my favorite because there's a steam train in it. This is a favorite course that they've brought back, I believe, in Mario Kart DS and in Mario Kart 8. In Mario Kart 8. Oh my gosh! You slammed. I stopped for the train. You already have that one, huh? Well, hey, I'll tell you what. Maybe we could. I don't know. Like, I actually no. I was gonna say like, hey, if you don't need it, maybe I'll have you send it to me. But like, you know, in the mail. But it's like, I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need. I've made a strict policy, and it saved me having a lot of because I still have a lot of my McDonald's toys from when I was a kid. Actually, not a lot, just my few favorites that I've hung on to over the years. And really, I have a policy, if I do not intend to keep something for the rest of my life, or until it wears out and stops existing, do I really need to buy this? And then that saved me from buying a lot of little trinkets, little toys, this and that, of things it saved me from a lot of impulse purchases, because I have a very small apartment. Now, the cool thing about having the small apartment is that it just so happens that my bathroom is right next to the table where I'm streaming from. So if I need to take a leak or anything like that, or if I spill my water, you know, just it's convenient being able to refill my water bottle right next, because I do filter my water. I have a filter attached to my spigot in my bathroom sink. Because the water here is not so bad, but I do still filter it anyway. I did not realize I was in first place. Donkey Kong, you gotta get out of my way. You see, I'm in first place, you need to understand. Yeah, we use our mushrooms to blast our way through that rough patch and go off-roading a bit in order to take the shortcut. And Donkey Kong is right on my tail. Which is ironic because Donkey Kong himself does not have a tail. Though we will be playing Mario vs. Donkey Kong soon if you missed the beginning of my stream. I will be, okay. Hey, so I think there's one more race in this circuit. Yeah, the idea of getting driver's points, that really just sort of went over my head back when I was playing this as a kid. I do love that whing sound. I love that even as... Oh, we finished the circuit. We finished 4 races. And I did sincerely enjoy the idea that this Peach circuit and having the castle here, it really does connect this game, because this is very clearly the same Peach's castle from Super Mario 64. So it's like cool to think that, like, oh, that road leads just off of the area that you explore outside of Peach's castle in Mario 64. So I did not get first place in every single race. I didn't realize, like, this is very clearly meant to be a balloon that explodes into the Cheep Cheep, but they couldn't quite animate it well, so I thought that was an actual Cheep Cheep. I'm like, oh my gosh, he died, he exploded and had a... Look at that trophy spin and glorious 3 poly... I'm Luigi, number 1. Now they actually recorded Toad's audio for the American version and the European version of Mario Kart 64. And the Japanese version, Toad has the traditional, I'm Toad! Like, I'm Toad! That voice. On the other hand, here they actually gave him a unique, re-recorded his lines in English. And Donkey Kong is saying that the Super Nintendo world in Japan is getting a Donkey Kong area and ride. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, I'm guessing it's going to be a more Donkey Kong country themed area as opposed to traditional, as opposed to this Donkey Kong, which is going to be inverted because my webcam is inverted in this scene, I know. The main reason I inverted my webcam is so when I look that way, I'm looking towards the game from the player's perspective, whereas I did not have the webcam mirrored, when I looked towards my actual monitor with my broadcast software and pointed towards the game physically where it would be at on my layout, I would be actually pointing that way. So that's why I have it inverted. So let's continue on. Let's continue on with the next game. Well, not the next game. Let's clear all the circuits on 50cc, and we'll call it a stream. It's because we're so spoiled by modern Mario Kart. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are like 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 4 like retro remix tracks. So you have 8 sets of 4 tracks. 2 sets. You have 4 circuits with 4 tracks each was your standard Mario Kart game at this point. It seems absolutely an absolute pittance compared to modern Mario Kart. Now, I loved Toad's Turnpike because of, it's an actual roadway. It's like you're driving on the street. It's a bit more like, driving in a rally race sort of thing where you have the special stages that are the dedicated, like, race courses, like point A to point B, and then you'd drive part of it on normal track, like actually, street legal racing, where you actually have to obey the ordinary rules of the road before you get to the next special stage. And you can actually be penalized if you complete the street driving course in a manner that would reflect unsafe driving. I don't know. The NPC drivers seem much more aggressive in Mario Kart 64 compared to modern Mario Kart games, because I feel like these drivers are much more keeping up with me compared to when I play even 100cc in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The drivers seem much more aggressive, which I appreciate, and which posed a good challenge to me back when I was a kid and maybe not quite as experienced. No, I'm enjoying feeling like I'm really earning my keep. I'm earning my place in keeping up here. I would remember this scenario where I would play as... the only time I would not play as Luigi in this, I would play as... and I guess it was kind of a bit like Off-Run, where it's sort of a driving sim and not necessarily a race. But I would play Time Trial and Toad's Turnpike, and I would play as Toad, and I would imagine that I was playing as a kid that was running away from home, and he had his go-kart at home, and he'd hop in his go-kart and actually went on the highway, and he's just traveling across the country late at night. And that's what I love about this. What really makes this track is the dusk, the sort of twilight afternoon setting. So it's even as a little kid, I loved the atmosphere of the city at night. I remember being a little kid, toddling along my parents. We're in somewhere in Manhattan, and I just remember the drive, and it was very late at night. It was kind of a scary, Bruce Wayne, walking the streets of Gotham, little child Bruce Wayne with his parents late at night. It was that kind of late at night, where it wasn't necessarily, but it wasn't a seedy place, but it was a quieter place. I just remember the closed storefronts and seeing the jewelry and the clothes in the store displays, and the neon lights of the street signs, of the store signage, and I remember thinking this is cool. I didn't think this is cool, but I remember I like this. I like this atmosphere. I like how this feels, the lighting, the brisk air, and it wasn't late at night. We weren't bundled up in our coats, but being with my parents, walking the streets of Manhattan at night, seeing the stores all closed up for the night. The alleys. I wasn't afraid of the alleys. It was just sort of oh, what's down there? There's this sort of sense of mystery that I liked, and I sort of relived that a bit with this night, this sort of dusky, twilight, evening twilight city scene on this turnpike. Now let me catch up with chat real quick. Kalakaboy saying they guess turning off my phone is the only way to silence those big time for sure bizarre calls. Yeah, I shut off the phone. I haven't. If there's some creepy app, fortunately I did not download their app. I'm sure that would have made it so that they could turn on my phone remotely. But the fact that they have this so many numbers they call from is kind of creepy. Hey, got first place. Yeah, so I'm not worried about that. They said they were gonna call me back on the 6th, which is coincidentally the day of my next stream. So we'll see if they call back. And they said that their representative was going to call me, so hopefully the representative is just a normal person and not a weird whatever it was I was talking to. Because I'm not quite sure if that was real, I'm not sure if that was an AI or if that was real or what, but they were definitely pretty creepy. Oh, of course, I tried to do the boost start and foul it up. So we'll have to, that's okay, that's just... Of all the music that I remember... there's this meme where people say, of all the music in this game, this is one of them. And I almost actually said that without trying to evoke the meme. But yeah, it's some music that definitely... I remember these 2D snowmen. The way they creepily bob their heads back and forth, I was like that. Something about that was so slightly unsettling. Not in a seriously scary way, but now this is one of the tracks that I do believe got brought back for Mario Kart DS, which was the first Mario Kart game to bring back classic tracks from older Mario Kart games. Now I don't know if I could turn off. I don't think I could turn off the mini-map. Yeah, we're gonna make it the cut right here. Yeah! Sneak into first. Come on, fake item block. That's what I want right now. Okay. Oh, the banana. At least I can protect myself with that. Yeah, I could hold that behind me by holding the right trigger. Yeah, it's those early 3D Donkey Kong sounds. That yeah, classic. Oh, and when he plays Yoshi, Yoshi has this old beatbox sound. He doesn't got the Yoshi thing. He has that sound, the sort of beatbox sound effect that he used to have. All right. All right. We got 3 shells. I have a shield of 3 shells protecting me. And then I also have the red shell. Did the music stop? I feel like I could barely... Oh, goodness. I feel like I could barely hear. Okay. We are not. Alright, Toad. You need to not get so excited. Don't let that victory go to your head. Oh, no! I bamboozled myself! No, you don't, Donkey Kong. Oh, no! Oh, no! My mishandling of those shells has set me back significantly. Oh, no! Come on, I've got to get... Okay, I've got to get at least 4th to progress. Yeah, that dun 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 dun, where it's like, okay, you placed, but you got in the top half, so you at least progress to the next race, but you did not win. Yeah, but he heard Yoshi there. He goes like, I can't do it. It's not. Yeah, that beatbox sound that defined Yoshi's voice until Yoshi Story came along and ruined it with a Yoshi. Like it's so iconic for Yoshi, but it's so annoying. It's okay in Yoshi Story because that game, it was native to that game. But when they went back and added those Yoshi Story sound effects to Yoshi's Island, that was so annoying to me. Now this Choco Island, I was very happy when this course made its return. Yeah, take that, Toad. When this course made its first ever return in Mario Kart DS. because I like this course a lot because it reminded me of Cocoa Puffs cereal, which was the cereal that one of the cereals, the boulders reminded me of Cocoa Puffs, which is one of the cereals I was eating back in the day on a Saturday morning, because this was, well, one of those games. I played this. I never owned this game. I had this as a rental. So on Friday night, after my brother did not live with us at the time, my slightly older brother, but time to get serious. Woo! Yeah, there's the classic Choco Mountain music. Yeah, Friday after my homework was done, my parents would take me out to Blockbuster. I could rent one game and one tape. And the first game I rented was Pilot Wings 64, which we'll be playing sometime in the future. Yeah, the first game I rented was Pilot Wings, but the second was probably, I'd say, either Blast Corps or Mario Kart 64. I would say it's more likely it was Mario Kart 64. So then I'd play, and I got to stay up until 11 o'clock on Friday nights. So I got to stay up past my normal bedtime of 9, all the way up till 11. So I could play games, until late, as long as my parents didn't also want to use the TV. And then, because my parents actually, I remember being pretty lenient with letting me have access to the TV on Friday nights after my homework was done, when I get to play my newly rented game. And boom! I forgot I love Mario, that sound effect. I forgot about that. And Calacaboy saying it would be humorous if I started getting phone ads for digestives. I don't think the AI would know. I'm assuming this is some kind of AI. I don't think it understands enough about humans to, because it kept trying to say that it was my parent, and I think it was trying to boss me around by saying, you have to listen to me, I'm your parent, but it doesn't seem to understand that that's impossible. And I saw an AI pizza commercial, and what the AI would do, it'd put the pizza up to its mouth, and just, the people in the AI generated commercial, they would put the pizza up to their mouth, like, let's say my phone was the pizza, it would put the pizza up to their mouths, and the people in the commercial go like this, but not actually eat the pizza. So the AI understands, like, okay, pizza, humans hold it in their hands, and then they put it near their mouth, and then their mouth opens and closes. But they don't understand, no, they're putting it in their mouth and consuming it as sustenance. They, do not understand. It's like, they have, the vaguest understanding of how this whole humans thing works. Alright. In fact, to celebrate this sort of reboot of my stream, I am considering actually going out for pizza. Now, there is a pizza place, there's a Pizza Hut down the street from my apartment tower, but I don't want to go to Pizza Hut, I want to go to Domino's, and that's a lot further away. So I'm going to have to call and see if, on a Friday maybe, but on a Wednesday, I'm not sure if they're even going to be open that late. But then there's a Taco Bell that's a lot closer than I'm probably going to end up going to Taco Bell. And I actually have everything I need to make tacos at home, but I just don't have the taco shells. I ate them all. And yeah, so I might as well just go to Taco Bell and get some bean burritos. What frustrates me so much about Taco Bell is that they have lots of vegetarian options. And they have vegetarian options for, they have the beef burrito, they also have the bean burrito. And then they have the crunch wrap. You can order a black bean crunch wrap, but for the taco, you cannot order a bean taco. Like they used to let me do that. Like make us a custom order, just make a taco with beans instead of beef. But they don't let me do that anymore. Now I can only order things as they are pretty much. And it's like, I can add things to it, but I can't take them away. So I can add black beans to a taco, but I can't take away the beef. Which is like, I don't care if I don't get a reduced cost for taking away the beef. Let me... Yeah, I don't care if I get reduced cost for taking away the beef. Just let me go ahead. Okay. Alright, I got second place. Not bad. In a certain way, this track is really kind of the most like the classic Super Mario Kart tracks. And the main thing I don't like about Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo and Mario Kart Super Circuit on Game Boy Advance is how flat the tracks are. Like with Ayrton Senna's Monaco GP2 on Game Gear and Master System, that's a game where the flatness doesn't bother me, but Mario Kart, something about the way the camera rotates, the flatness bothers me. Whereas here they add some topography, some going up and down around some banked curves, and it just seems so much more interesting. Now to catch up with chat, Clark was saying, "Yeah, sorry, the scene just came to mind after the pizza thing. It's how you think that oh, yeah, yeah, an adults only film by AI would probably just be people sitting around reading, which would probably be something that I would, that's something that speaks to my heart. Yeah, I'd watch people sitting around and reading. I mean, I already sit around watching people playing video games and in all ages appropriate environments, so why not? And while, a little, oh, okay. I don't think, no, you actually cannot skip this. You cannot skip the award ceremony. Because I do want to get through all 4 tracks on 50cc to get those out the way. Because we will not be playing... I might as well keep them handy, because at the end of the stream I will be showing them off. We will not be playing Super Mario Kart for a long time. I have most of my streams, for the most part, planned out up until mid-March. Because mid-March, that's when we get out Pokemon. And... that I'm very excited for that. I've been planning my Pokemon stream, how I'll be covering Pokemon Red, the original Pokemon 8-bit games, and I'll be playing this very copy using my Analog Pocket. I've been planning how I'll be playing Pokemon Red for years and years and years, since before I started streaming. I'm very excited to actually enact that, but for the games I'll be what was I getting at? How did I get on Pokemon Red? Oh yeah, but the point is, I've been streaming for up until March, up until early spring. And I have not, I don't have a single, I will not be playing Super Mario Kart. I just wanted to play this, a game I've wanted to play for a long time. I wanted to get it out the way, play a couple of old familiar classics with Versus Pinball and Pokemon Puzzle League. You know, it's games I played fairly regular on stream. Then play an all-new game, read some magazine about it. And I have 5 other magazines I had ready to read for this game that I did not even crack open, alright? So we're gonna go with this. I like how it starts you off in the last cup so Wario Stadium. I like how, I just realized, at least for these first 3, there's at least one, it starts, yeah, there's a sort of a traditional sort of racetrack themed course in each of these. This one it's Luigi Raceway, this one it's Mario Raceway, and next one Wario Stadium is kind of a motocross track, which is cool. And another cool thing about this, these tracks, is it kind of lets you see maybe a bit more. You could believe that these tracks are places that actually exist in the Mushroom Kingdom. And so you can see a bit of the Mushroom Kingdom outside of the traditional, platforming courses. Now I believe the volume's good for everyone else, but I want to turn it up a bit for me. Now I did love this because one of my favorite Charlie Brown's specials that I had on tape as a kid was not Race for Your Life Charlie Brown, but He's a Good Sport Charlie Brown, which was about Charlie Brown racing, but not in Race for Your Life Charlie Brown. In Race for Your Life Charlie Brown, Charlie Brown and his friends took part in a motocross competition if you don't know, motocross is a lot of it's not a paved racetrack. You're on a dirt track with lots of hazards like these bunny hop hills here, water hazards where you have to navigate through mud, wet riverbeds, dry riverbeds, and things like that. And I don't know if motocross is based on time rather than you're actually crossing the finish line first. Yeah, I forgot if motocross is based on time rather than being the fastest, necessarily the first to reach the end. But so because there were not motorbikes in Mario Kart yet, but this was, I think, motorcycles were first added to Mario Kart in Mario Kart 64. Oh! I just realized I didn't realize there was an option to turn off the music. I thought the music was just like, oh, this music is so quiet. No, I actually had it turned off. I'm such a dummy. Even back in the N64 era, I don't think I ever realized that there was an option to turn off the music. And you know why? I know why I never figured out that there was an option to turn off the music, because the option to turn off the music is on the right trigger. And when you played Mario Kart 64, you held it using the center position with your right hand on the right prong of the controller and your left hand on the middle prong of the controller to operate the analog stick. Therefore, I never realized that there was a means to... Oh, man. I don't remember there being an option... You know what? The banana peels being all in a line like this... They got rid of this later on. I think in later Mario Kart games, the bananas appeared around you like the Koopa shells. Did I just slip on my own banana peel? I slipped on someone else's banana peel there. Okay, it's time to start dropping these. Hey. I got Yoshi and Wario. Yeah, Wario probably knows this track like the back of his hand. Wario surely owns this track. Probably bought it with some of his winnings from Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3 on Game Boy, which is a game I sold my copy of it back in the day. I actually sold my copy of it trying to save up for my Game Boy Advance. But that's a game I need to add to my collection. If it is not on Nintendo Switch Online by the time I want to play it, if I did get to a point where I decided, you know what, I want to add Wario Land to my collection again. But of course, if they add it to Nintendo Switch Online, I will just go ahead and play the digital version of it. The only games I am adding physical versions of are games that are not available on Nintendo Switch Online. If a game is available on Nintendo Switch Online, if I have the means to physically play a game on using one of my analog FPGA consoles, I will only add that game to my library if I don't have it already. If the game is not easily available digitally, especially if it's available through a subscription service like Nintendo Switch Online, where you're going to have to pay for access to it. Yeah, right in front of that item block, someone's going to land on that for sure. Yeah, there we go. I set my trap and someone fell for it. Yeah, the steering I feel like the steering is a lot sharper, a lot more dramatic, and you need a lot more skill in this game steering compared to modern Mario Kart. Because I'm on the slowest setting, and I feel like the speed, I really do need to be careful as I navigate the turns. I feel like the ricochet action on these shells goes on for a lot longer than it does in modern Mario Kart. No. Just gotta... No. Oh, you're gonna do that to me? Well... I accidentally turned the music off. Okay. Let me turn on my work phone, because the phone I turned off was my private phone. and hold on. What are their hours? Oh, they're open till... Domino's is open till 1. I don't want to stay up till 1. And I don't want delivery. I want to go out. I'll go out and get it myself. It'll be nice and hot by the time it gets to me. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting. There were 2... You know, when I was playing the other... like the snowman, like the track with all the snowmen, I was like, I could have sworn that the ice themed track in Mario Kart 64 had penguins in it from Mario Kart 64. I was like, I could have sworn this track had penguins in it. Yeah, I have to remember not to turn... I have to remember not to turn off the music. Oh gosh. Okay. I said oh gosh. You said oh gosh. My New York my Queen's accent is not that strong. Okay. I noticed this thing I don't see in the modern Mario Kart games where sometimes the camera speed zooms in and sometimes it zooms out. That's interesting. Gotcha, Yoshi. Man, I like this game. I feel like the item the combat with the use of the items is so much more aggressive. I feel like the AI, the computer players are much more competent. Should have waited till I got deeper in this cave area. Oh gosh. I did not think. Oh yeah, those old sound effects for Bowser. Yeah, I keep forgetting about all these, like the sort of what these characters sounded like. The sort of, yeah, take that lightning bolt, everyone. And Claggaboy saying, now that Steamboat Willie, Mickey Mouse is in public domain, was there any chance I might enjoy my cross? As far as streaming Steamboat Willie, I really don't. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, I mean, it'll happen, just not anytime soon. Yeah, like any watch party streams of, like, it's probably going to be more so on Wednesdays, because, for a Wednesday stream, I usually probably would have ended about 40 minutes ago, but this is a special occasion, and I don't have, I'm, well caught up on all my work. I'll have to go out of town a little bit before the Saturday stream, but, yeah, I had a big project that was, lined up, and I just got that out the way, so I have time to, maybe not keep to my traditional strict, early to bed, early to rise. Oh my gosh, I fell in the water! Am I gonna lose? Am I gonna lose? Am I gonna end up... No, please. Please. Let me... No, not 4th place. Not 4th place. Not fair. Not fair. Not fair. Alright. Darn. I actually have to redo this race. I actually have to redo this race. Yeah, on the 8 and 16-bit games, there's a rerun feature, not on N64. I guess that's a little too complicated for N64. But yeah, you know, Disney... I mean, Steamboat Willie, if things were legitimate and straight, in terms of, like, everyone playing by the same rules... Steamboat Willie, I think, was scheduled to originally enter the public domain sometime in the early to late 90s. And it's like, oh, like, the Disney company cannot survive the blow of this film entering the public domain, as was agreed to by the copyright law that we benefited and adhered to for all these decades. And we need a special extension from the U.S. government, or else our business is going to collapse. Yeah, boo-hoo, Disney, and my heart weeps for you. It was public domain in Canada for decades already. Now, I've heard people who have streamed Steamboat Willie on Twitch since the expiration took legal effect have still been having copyright problems. So hopefully, because now all of the copyright violation automated copyright violation recognition systems have to have someone go in and manually remove the audio and visuals from the actual Steamboat Willie cartoon from their trigger, from their data bank of things that'll trigger the copyright protection systems. Alright, so I'm very just determined. I do not want to have to redo this race again. I do not want to have to redo this race again. Oh, there we go. A red shell, here we go. I'm protected from behind as long as I hold my red shell there. And I'll grab another item. Hopefully it's something good that'll be useful once the red shell has been extinguished. Oh no. Oh no, what'll I do? Boing! Gotcha! Boing, more like bam. Ah, got you with my bananas. This is my... Now I shall have my revenge. And it should be fitting on an icy track that revenge, the dish, best served cold. There we go. There we go, that's more like it. They've seen ads for Mickey Mouse horror slashers. Not my thing, but thank God. No, because it's time for Disney to start... Disney benefited so much from doing adaptations of public domain of myths, legends, and fairy tales. It's time for Disney to give back to culture instead of just selling us stuff. It's time for you to give back to culture. Have these works that have entered the popular Western culture in a way that you're so proud of. Yeah, it's time for your works to enter that same public domain, because Mickey Mouse is now among the cultural status of the myths, fairy tales, and legends that Disney has benefited from to create content for generations. Now, if this course is the one I'm thinking of, there's an epic jump that you get that takes place at some point. Yeah, I see it in the map. I see it in the mini-map. There is a massive... Yeah, here it comes. Here it comes. This is so cool. It boosts you once, and... Woo! I loved that jump when I was a kid. Now, in modern Mario Kart, a little parachute would come out, and there's like the course, the actual Peach's Castle from Mario 64. I loved that was there. And you could really believe, like, right outside Peach's Castle is this racetrack. Now, and this isn't a world before I haven't played Super Mario RPG yet. I haven't played Paper Mario yet. So this is the first glimpse I got to see of the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario's world, outside of the platforming courses of the stages of his platforming main series games. Alright. So, and I played Paper Mario. I was interested in Super Mario RPG. Once I got into Nintendo, once I really got into Nintendo 64, I became more aware, more conscious of all the games on Super Nintendo and NES that I had missed out on over the years. But once I was interested in Super Mario RPG, I really didn't even know what RPG meant yet. I knew it had something to do with games like Dragon Quest and... or Dragon Warrior, I think it would have been known as in America at that time. Yeah, Dragon Warrior and Final Fantasy. I knew it had something to do with those sorts of games. I didn't know exactly what it meant, what it was. Bring out that banana bunch to shield us from any attacks from behind. I keep accidentally turning off the doggone music, and I hate it. If I turn off the music, remind me and I will turn it back on. Alright. There we go. There we go. And one last time. Woo! The best jump in the game. I love, like, when I remember playing, when I first played Mario Kart Super Circuit, I was specifically thinking, like, where are the big jumps and stuff? I know it was a challenge for the Game Boy Advance to even handle things like that. Oh, goodness. Now, in 3 minutes... Actually, once I finish this race, I'm going to take a quick break, just 2 minutes, just to let an ad run, because it's saying in 2 minutes and 40 seconds an ad's going to run. No! I got 5th place! I got bamboozled right at the end. That's garbage. That's garbage. Oh, come on. I was racing so well. These tracks are getting a little tougher. I'm getting bad luck. Alright, we're not gonna quit. We're not gonna quit. Now notice how the light on the Lackey 2's Go light, notice how it's blue instead of green. As I understand it in the Japanese language, the word, like the sort of Japanese sort of color wheel, so to speak, in terms of how the language works, the colors are like red, green, brown, white, and black, pretty much. So brown is like, it's black. Green is like, okay, that blue counts as like a shade of basically, blue is treated... No, green is treated as a shade of blue. So the idea, like the idea of like, oh, green light to go, a blue light is frequently used and is in the acceptable range of what is considered, okay, a blue light counts as the same as a green light. The first time we saw this in a game, I didn't notice that as a kid, but I know back when we were, like, last year now, when we were playing, or it might have actually, that might have even been 2022, back when we were playing Super Locomotive on Genesis, the first and only train-themed game we've actually played on stream. Alright, no! Okay, we do not want that. We want... Alright. The ad starts in 36 seconds. Okay. And, oh! Okay, we're in second place. We're in good spot. Alright, we just get back to... Oh my gosh. Alright, I'll be back in just 2 minutes while the ad plays. And I put this on so I get up and no one misses any content. I just realized I don't have music on my break screen. This is kind of awkward. Hold on. Where's my music? Alright. Let's add... There we go. My music should be back in a moment. Come on. Where's the music? Where's the music? Alright, well there's the music. Well, that's not the music I wanted, that's the... Alright, there's our music. Alright. And we are back with more Mario Kart 64. You know, I just realized it's very possible that the entire time I was playing Mario Kart 64, I could have still been on the Pokemon Puzzle League ticker. No, I definitely was not. Because with my widescreen tickers, I don't have the game boxer on there, so the only thing I have to go on is the actual, Actually, let me turn down my music. My personal music a little bit. There we go. Okay. Destruction. Yeah, I have a very powerful assortment of items for being in second place. Okay, there we go. Yeah, protect myself, bring out my next set of shells that orbit around me. Oh no. Oh no! Yoshi, take that. Line up my banana peels behind me. There we go. And there's a speedometer you can trigger in this game to appear. Yeah, we got it. Oh, a perfect defensive play right there. And look at how I'm skidding. I need to master braking, and I'm only at 50cc. Yes, first place, not fifth. I got destroyed right at the end. Hey there, Reliet. If you, I would say to definitely, yeah, today was kind of the relaunch for my stream. Unfortunately, I had some really creepy microphone problems in my opening start screen, if you want to, and then I kept getting spam calls, and then I was using this service that was supposed to, it's like an online radio station that was supposed to have lots of copyright-free music that I could use in my stream, and it kept having ads for to mine the same stupid cryptocurrency over and over, even though it was supposed to be ad-free. And eventually I actually called the number, because there was like an offer for a train DVD. So I went ahead and called it, and then I just got back a bunch of garbage noise calls, and I talked to some weirdo that said that next stream I was going to get a call from their representative. Oh, let's stream Steamboat Willie. Yeah, some point in the future I'll do an old cartoon night, because I was planning to do I've done public domain cartoon nights before. In fact, one of them is archived right here on Twitch, actually, and I actually interspersed some early 90s commercials from my own personal videotape collection. Yeah, so we will not be playing more Mario Kart. Tonight's the first time I've played this game since 1999 at the absolute latest. And that's being generous. I think even by 98 I kind of moved on and was done, even though I did love this game. Now, oof, oh man. Now, what I remember, for playing this for the first time since the 90s, I know it certainly feels like the use of items to combat other players is much more aggressive and that the AI is much more aggressive, and that the steering is more extreme. Like, the skill threshold just for steering and operating... Oh my gosh, just for... Oh yeah. Yeah, it kept calling me Big Boy a lot. It was really weird. And, like, one of the ads was for, like, oh, like, call now and you'll... no, call this special number and we'll send you Cuties on the Beach Volume 3. It's straight to your door. And I'm like, I didn't want Cuties on the Beach Volume 1 or 2, so what makes them think I want Volume 3? Alright, hold on. Let me catch up with chat real quick. Oh, you've been playing Super Mario RPG HD or whatever the Switch remake is supposed to be properly called. It's just called, it's marketed as Super Mario RPG and nothing more. So you've been playing the remake. When I return to that game, which honestly may not even be in this calendar year, because hey, really yet, Pokemon Red confirmed for March 2024. Look out for it, because I plan all my streams out till March, and I have the layouts and everything ready, and I'm waiting. This springtime we're going to be digging into this from this very cartridge. Not my childhood cartridge, sadly, but a cartridge nonetheless. Oh gosh, what the? Okay, what happened there? That was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, and I have this problem where I keep fidgeting with the right trigger, which I did not, with the right bumper thing, I guess, and I did not realize you could, there was a possibility of turning off the music in this game. So I keep turning off the music. Last time you watched Pokemon Red was when Twitch plays Pokemon? And it's funny, for one of my favorite, most influential games, like Pokemon is a game that I would say, like, the content of the game, well, I guess I can't say it without saying the content of the game did change me, but it's not like I, was inspired by the story or anything, but Pokemon Red, I would not be the exact, I would be a slightly different person if not for Pokemon Red. Pokemon Red played into my sensibilities, the way my brain worked, my sense of imagination, in such a very specific way that it developed aspects of my tastes and my personality that would not have been developed in that way had I not had that game in my life at the time that I had it in my life. So yeah, Pokemon definitely one of those few games I'd say definitely life-changing for me. But for all that, I've only replayed it. I replayed it once, my first initial playthrough. Then my stupid pastor's son saved over my save file when I let him play it for a few minutes one day. Then after that, I replayed it again. So those are the two times I played it back in the day. I replayed up to Cinnabar Island in about 2005. Then my save battery died, and that was with this copy. Then I replayed it from beginning to end in 2007. I have not replayed it aside from that, so I'm as fresh for that game as... yeah, Pokemania, which is why Pokemon Pinball here, the original Pokemon Pinball, is going to be one of those games. You know, it's funny, because for the sense of late 90s Pokemania, I think Pokemania, it was a real thing, but it left more of an impression because media being ubiquitous in multiple forms was not as widespread of a concept at the time in the late 90s as it is today. Because there is more Pokemon merchandise available in more places now than in the late 90s. But for Pokemon to be as ubiquitous as it was in the late 90s was a much bigger deal then than it was now. So I'll be playing Pokemon Pinball alongside Pokemon Red. But the cool thing about Pokemon Red, and then two games I'll be playing not this week but next week. So we've got Revenge of the Gator for Game Boy 1989, Kirby's Pinball Land Game Boy 1995, and Pokemon Pinball Game Boy Color 1999, I believe. These are all 8-bit Game Boy pinball games developed by HAL. Now, this was made by, it was a joint project between HAL and Jupiter, but all Game Boy pinball games made by HAL. This one I'm very familiar with, have not played it in years. This one I only turned it on just to balance the sound. I haven't actually played it. Then the Pokemon Pinball I rented once back in the day and haven't played it since. But really, I'd saying is for millennials, our pop culture pipeline was more linear and interconnected than Gen C or Gen Alpha, and they felt that's an interesting observation, one I wouldn't necessarily disagree with. Yeah, played through the same games with the same ads, and then just because of the nature of television, there's so much more control over what people watch and when back then as compared to now. So we'll play through the Special Cup, final circuit, and we will call it there for the stream. And I will order my pizza. Because I'm going to load these into my software that I edit with. I remember this must have been, I remember the DK Jungle being attractive to me. This might have been, I remember, I have very, more common than normal, because I have very good memory, more so than normal, I have very strong specific memories of playing this track on the night that we first, it's Friday night, family goes to Blockbuster, I bring this home. I remember playing this track in particular. No, hold on, I want to turn my... And I think this was the track I was playing the moment where I sort of became consciously aware of the fact that, hey, I really enjoy this. Fake item block, which sadly I think last appeared in Mario Kart DS, and they just sort of retired it from the series. It's absolutely inexplicable that they've gotten rid of the fake item block after Mario Kart DS. Wait, if it was in Mario Kart Wii, I never in my life played Mario Kart Wii, so I wouldn't know that. Yeah, and what was interesting about this game is that Toad's voice in the English version of this game, they re-recorded Toad's voice to be less annoying. Because you know the traditional Toad voice we're all familiar with, sort of infamous, it's sort of become a running joke, we learned to love it for how annoying and grating that voice is, that, I'm Toad, the voice. That I can't even become close to simulating. But that was the voice he had in the Japanese one. In the American release of this, they actually re-recorded his voice to be less annoying. So my goal is not to have to repeat any tracks. Woo! Alright. Yeah, I loved the jumps in this game is one thing that really stood out to me at the time. And one thing I really disliked about Super Mario Kart and Mario Kart Super Circuit is the lack of really those big epic jumps. And when people, not so much anymore, but there was a period online and in person where I'd say like, hey, I don't like Super Mario Kart. The earliest Mario Kart game I liked was Mario Kart 64. I don't like Super Mario Kart. A lot of people really will stand by Super Mario Kart, even when this came out. Even like in a lot of magazines, people say it's great, but it's not as good as the Super Nintendo one. Oh, excuse me. Reliat was saying, I missed this in chat. They were saying they used to spend ridiculous amounts of time driving on Toad's cart off the road because the screams made him laugh. The sound effects. It's a funny cartoon sound effect, Here's Yoshi Valley. Now, at the time, you notice that there's no, like, standings. Yeah, it doesn't say who's in first place in this track. And I was always confused as to why it would not tell you who's in first. And who's in first place, second place. And what I learned later, because of all of the branching paths on this course, the Nintendo 64's calculation, like real-time computational capabilities, it was literally not able to keep track of who is in first place in real time due to all these branching paths. And Clackaboy's off to get a bubble milk tea. Well, hey, enjoy it. I'll be finishing this circuit and then closing out the stream for the night, so I might already be off stream by the time you're able to rejoin and chat. Yeah, as a kid, I was so confused. Like, why doesn't it say like who's in first, second, third, fourth? It's because the game, because of all the branching paths they put in this track, the game is only capable of calculating which players have crossed the finish line how many times. That's the only measure of progress the game's capable of keeping, due to all the branching paths. This time I'll take the left turn. Oh yeah, I forgot there were hedgehogs. Hey there, Azurest. I see you in chat saying bye to Clackaboy. Oh, this is the hard. No wonder I have the instinct after more than 25 something years to always go make that left turn. Yeah, make that right turn. The left was a lot harder. Yeah, so there's me having no clue. I should have waited till a straightaway section. There's just so many opportunities to fall off the cliff. I'm gonna guess and hope. And this is the first track. Oh my gosh, I got flattened by the egg. How cartoony. The sheer suspense. Okay, we're cutting this corner. Oh my gosh, I only had one mushroom. I treated it like I had a bunch. Excuse me, like I had the golden mushroom. Oh yeah, I know you're still listening, but I just know if, until you're able to yeah, so yeah, you go ahead and listen on the way there. Treat it as a podcast. But I might you might not be able to oh my gosh. Gotta take careful advantage. I do believe I'm in first. Okay. Yeah, I just remember the extreme suspense of not knowing if I was going to even place well enough to advance the next race or not. Is what I remember of this track that first night I played this game. Yeah, I avoided the egg. Fortunately, they were merciful and put guardrails on this bridge. No, you don't. Get out of my way. Get out of my... There we go. No! I was in 5th. That's garbage. That's butt. That sucks. I was in 4th. It's all... if I did not make that left turn, I'm going to make the right turn each time. If I did not make that left turn, I would have been fine. Oh, okay. Yeah, if anyone's wondering, if anyone in chat is wondering why my stream is called that, it's because earlier I was listening to an online radio station, and there were lots of ads for really, like, shady, like, oh, call this phone number and you could mine free cryptocurrency, and I called it kind of as a joke, and ended up getting a bunch of creepy spam calls, so it was definitely not a good idea to actually call the number. Oh my gosh, why? They've all lapped me. I'm in 8th place. I'm sure I'd be darned if I'm not in 8th place. Look how far behind I am. And this is 50cc. I was like, oh, maybe I should start with 100cc. The 50cc. You know what? They made 50cc a lot slower in later Mario Kart games. They must have. They must have. Oh. Wow. Alright. Fortunately, it registered the lab without me going through the gate. There we go. Alright, alright, alright. Yeah, this would have been a really tough track as a kid. All these tight turns. And just falling once, it sets you back so far. I know where I'm going to use the next two of these. I'm actually going to hold on to them for a little while longer. Alright. Yeah, and later versions of this track in other Mario Kart games, when it makes a reappearance, you actually can see who's in first, second, third, fourth, and so on. But this game, because of all the branching paths in this course, the N64 can't even operate it. And it's kind of crazy, because in my head, I think of this, even at the time, well, especially at the time, as being like this unstoppably powerful system that with like supercomputer capabilities. But in a lot of ways, the Nintendo 64 and the PlayStation were just kind of just barely capable of providing the experiences that they provided to gamers at the time. Because we went from a very powerful 2D systems in terms of Sega Genesis and Super NES to the PlayStation, Saturn, and N64, which were 3D systems, which was a revolution in and of itself, but were kind of just, like I said, just barely... No! Oh my gosh, no, no, no. That was so took us. Like, why knock me there? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Please let me be third. Yes, I was fourth. Okay, I was so afraid that I was in fifth place. I made it. I just barely, I made it. Oh my gosh, that course is hard. And with the handling of karts in later Mario Kart games, it is definitely a lot easier. Yeah, this is a much more challenge. I like the challenge in this Mario Kart. It's a much more challenging game. Even on 50cc, I always played on 50cc, and getting used to the speed, the feel of 50cc in Mario Kart DS, Mario Kart 7, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, I'm like, wow, I used to play on 50cc. I can't believe how... Because playing on 50cc in Mario Kart 7 or 8 feels so slow. Whereas here, I wouldn't have known this was 50cc. Use bench. Oh my goodness. I don't know how I did that. What is this? Okay, that's more like it. Okay. I accidentally swapped between views using the C buttons. Or the left analog stick to which the C buttons are mapped on my Nintendo Switch Pro controller. And I am playing this using Nintendo Switch Online's Nintendo 64 library. I accidentally turned off the music. What kind of mess is that? And it's kind of funny because this stage is kind of a reference to, well, I mean, aside from being a carryover for like the Ghost stages in Super Mario Kart, it is kind of a reference to the Ghost houses in Super Mario World, which I had never played at the time. Now, I did have a Super Nintendo with Super Mario World in my home growing up, but it belonged to my older cousin who lived upstairs, and I'd go upstairs to visit my dear late aunt and watch the subway trains out the back window of my house and see the ocean in the distance. But I was not interested in video games. I just knew that my cousin who lived upstairs had some kind of computer game thing that plugged into his TV, and I was never asked to play it, was never interested in it. In fact, I didn't really ask him about it until like, 99, 2000, when I started getting into these, having enough pocket money for my allowances to go and get into some of these older game systems. And older at the time, I say older at a time when the Super Nintendo was not even a decade old yet. Oh, gee whiz. Oh, took out the banana peel for me. Yeah, I feel like all the weapons are so much more powerful, so much more necessary in order just to have hope of beating the game. No! Okay, we are going to need some clever item usage to hopefully regain. Yeah, there we go. That's what we needed. Yeah, because I didn't even consider how long I would or wouldn't be playing this game. But yeah, just playing through this and seeing all of... Because at the end of this circuit, we'll have seen all the courses that exist to be played in this game. All the race courses. And so that's a good, you know, for a single night. Because I'm not going to be coming back to this game for a long time. And got in first place just in time to cross that finish line. I just realized I did not... I keep accidentally turning off the music because my trigger to use the items, I accidentally hit the trigger that turns off the music. Here we go, Rainbow Road, the last course. There's our music. I'm like, come on, give me my music, jeez. And when I press the button, it's not like the music's playing and I just muted it. And when I press the button, it actually starts the track from the beginning. Now, I just remember having, like... I just remember... I would do this thing where I'd go on time trial... And so I'm just on the track by myself, just driving. It's sort of like an outrun type experience where you're just driving for the sake of driving. I wasn't even trying to necessarily beat my times. Oh, blue shell. Which was, fortunately, was a rare occurrence and a special treat when it appeared. Not a constant nuisance. Yeah, but I remember playing on a time trial and making up all these alternative scenarios to why he was driving. And for these games, like for Rainbow Road, I would imagine that I was just like a kid having a dream that I was Luigi, and like driving along this rainbow road. Does it seem very sort of ethereal and dreamlike to me, as opposed to the Rainbow Road in Super Mario Kart, which I know of via its appearance on the DS and later Mario Kart games. Rainbow Road in Super Mario Kart is just annoying and flat and a constant nuisance and hazard. Because imagine playing through all this with like every turn you make basically is a 90-degree turn. And then there's absolutely no... There are very few, I don't think, of any guardrails in the Rainbow Road on DS. Oh, I'm glad I missed that, tried to knock Peach out there. I don't know if this game has the slipstream thing where you could sort of, if you camp behind a player, another racer. Yeah, the hitbox for these shells are funny because I trigger them and sometimes players directly in front of me will get hit. Which has only ever been to my benefit. I forgot all about the silver chain chomps that exist here. You know, with all the guardrails. No, I got bananaed. I almost said bamboozled, and I almost said bamboozled. It happened too quick for me to make a good play on words for it, but now the red shell I can only launch forward. Oh, you're having your first bubble milk tea of 2024? Congratulations. I'm going to be having my first pizza of 2024 because I normally like to go to bed earlier, but to celebrate, fortunately Domino's is open until 1 a.m. I'll definitely not be staying up that late. But as soon as I set I'll load these 2 halves of the VOD into my broadcast software, and once I start exporting it, I will go out and I will order my pizza and go out and pick it up. Yeah, Rainbow Road. This is a long track. Like, 1 lap takes a while, because we're nearly done with the second of 3 laps, and we've already been racing for nearly 4 minutes. Deploy the bananas. What a fantastic phrase. Deploy the bananas. Saha, Wario. Okay. Yeah, I know Wario likes onions, but I have a nice banana. You know what's funny? I just realized this. Oh no. Okay, I got bananaed, but I accidentally bananaed Peach in return. Yeah, I'm so grateful to my viewers. And I'm so glad that I got to share, be the one that on the online streamer, of all the online streamers you could have picked to share your first bubble tea. Burst bubble tea. That sounds like something. That sounds like what happens when you drop your bubble tea. It's like, oh, now it's burst bubble tea. No, I'm very grateful to be the one selected to be sharing your first bubble tea with, as far as online streamers are concerned. Ah, we speeded past him. You see how the other racers lower down. Oh, I got smashed. No, I'm just focusing. I do not want to. Yeah, I'm pretty much get. Oh, I want to. Oh, no, I was not able to leave the banana peel in Peach's path. Yeah, when I come back to Mario Kart 64. You know what? When I come back to Mario Kart 64, maybe I'll focus on time trials a little bit. That's not hardcore into it, but you know, just a little bit, just to mess around, have some fun. And then soon after that, perhaps we'll play Mario Kart DS. Because aside from New Super Mario Bros., Mario Kart DS is by far the DS game I most anticipate playing using the Wii Virtual Console's library. We're almost at the end. We're at the home stretch. No, you don't, Wart. No, I missed my item. I missed my chance to. Oh, I just win by being faster. All right. Alright. We'll see our final award ceremony of the evening. Actually, this might actually trigger the credits, come to think of it. Because a lot of Mario Kart games will trigger the credits upon completion of the last cup. Hey, thank you, Azurest. Yeah, a lot of Mario Kart games will trigger the credits on completion of the circuit. Yeah, I'm thinking, yeah, I actually, while this is happening, why don't I open up? But before I actually, yeah, why don't I open up my video editing software now? Yeah, here, where's that bad boy? Here we go. While we wait for the cheap to burst, revealing our trophy. Hey! The bubble tea place makes their own bubbles in-house. So these are the tapioca type bubbles, or like the sort of bubbles that pop? Because I didn't like the mouth feel of the bubbles that pop. You are. Alright. You are awarded the gold cup. Oh, no, apparently no credits in the way that, like later Mario Party games. Oh. Alright. Well, that sounds like it'll do it. So let me go to... Hey, here's my webcam. So, tomorrow's stream, if you, those who did not see what I had planned, I pulled out a lot of the games I'll be playing. So on Saturday, January 6th, apparently the 12th day of Christmas, who knew? I will be playing... We'll be starting off with a round of Alleyway, which takes about 20 or 30 minutes for a game over, as a warm-up for Sonic the Hedgehog on Game Gear, which I have not played on stream in about a year. And I'll be playing these with the Analog Pocket. This is the adapter that fits the Game Gear cartridge into the Analog Pocket. And then what we'll be playing next, we'll be playing... Why is it silent? Okay, I was about to say... Hey! Music from this game! The 8-bit version of the Green Hill Zone theme. Perfect. So, we'll be having, we'll be playing a little Revenge of the Gator, a little Kirby's Pinball Land, but then, our next long-term game is going to be, the one we'll be focusing on for a while. It'll be the Game Boy version of Donkey Kong, in preparation for the February release of the Nintendo Switch remake of this is the Game Boy version of Donkey Kong. If I've said Mario vs. Donkey Kong, excuse me. Of Donkey Kong for Game Boy, and it's basically its sequel for Game Boy Advance, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which is, I have always wanted to play on stream, but it's getting a remake on Nintendo Switch, and I will be playing the Switch version when that comes out. I will be playing additionally to that, I'll find a way to work this in a little bit to compare the Game Boy Advance, because normally I prefer to play, I like the original game, because I would have loved to play this off my original cartridge here from back in the day, but when the remake, it's HD, it's like everything I wanted, it's much more appealing to look at, because honestly, Mario vs. Donkey Kong looks great on a Game Boy Advance screen. It's one of those games that, on a modern TV, when I've captured footage of that Mario vs. Donkey Kong for GBA, it does not scale up well, because they went with this, instead of going with strict pixel like Super Mario World, they went with a Donkey Kong Country kind of look, with tiny sprites, but they're very detailed, but extremely pixelated in like a way that doesn't translate well to just being blown up into HD. So actually the HD remake is perfect for that particular game, and like a Super Mario RPG. I played about a third of the way through that game. I will play the rest of that game on Super Nintendo. I think that game looks great blown up. Mario vs. Donkey Kong was one of the few, pre-N64, one of the few like 2D side-scroller type games that I feel looks bad blown up. So that's my near-term plans for my gameplay. Thank you for joining me on stream, those of you who showed up, whether you were there from the beginning or hopped in later, whether you were there the whole time till the end or had to hop back out to take care of life or just wanted to watch something else, whether you were active in chat or standing guard in my silent squad, thank you so much for... Oh, I just realized I did not have my chat active in my other layout. And Clackaboy specified tapioca. The popping ones are inferior. I agree. I haven't had the tapioca ones yet. So I'm sure the best places give you the option for either type. So that'll call. Oops! I just accidentally timed someone out. There we go. So yes, I'm gonna go out and get a pizza. So I will see you all for next time. And thank you very much for watching.